And welcome back to Flick Fights, everyone, the show where two movies enter and one movie leaves. After a 2-week hiatus, we are back. How you been, Nick?
Life happens, happenings will continue to happen.
Nick has to be very careful with the details of his life. I will tell you, we had a hamster die today, but...
Yeah, mine,
just collectively been experiencing a lot of unrelated issues in our lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine is very of the nature that dates' names have been changed to protect the people involved. Oh, shit, so...
Hamster should have changed his name and moved away from the cat.
Yep.
This week, we're doing The Departed versus Infernal Affairs from 2002. Nick, had you ever seen Infernal Affairs or even heard of it?
No. I mean, like, when you brought it up, it's like, yeah, it's a very, very similar movie. And I'm just like, I have, in my entire life, never seen such a shot-for-shot remake of another movie. It is... Like, I love The Departed. I'm like, this is amazing cinema and, like, this brilliant, unique thing. Oh, it's a complete 98% copy of something that already exists. Fuck.
So what happened was, as I was looking for movies like The Departed, if you watched the last episode, it was supposed to be matched up with something else, and we ultimately decided that wasn't a great matchup. And then I found a large Reddit argument about The Departed versus something called Infernal Affairs, where everyone's saying it was better. It was the original one. They didn't even give credit to it. Yeah, like Nick said, I have never seen literal scenes that are just carbon copied. Yeah. I've seen remakes of Chinese, Korean movies before, plenty. But this is
Old Boys
insane.
remake, Hunger Games is kind of a remake of it's like those are all new takes and shit. But this is just like someone's like make that with white people.
Yeah, make it
so
put
good,
it through
but
the Scorsese machine and see what comes out. And they usually don't change the name either. That was the other thing. The name's completely different.
Yet again, I would have respected it more if it was also called Infernal Affairs, because then it would link you back to the first one. But this is just like it was like Martin Scorsese's like all right, and Departed.
Yep. It changed like a couple details that are small enough but have a huge enough impact on the movie that it's different.
Yep.
But still, it's so if you haven't seen Infernal Affairs, there's two. There's one from the 90s that has nothing to do with this, and then there's this one from China in 2002. If you're new to the show, we do a tale of the tape where we take you through the stats and vitals of each movie. Then we run through the plot of each movie, and then we take them through 10 rounds, score them on a scale of 1 to 10 for each round, and declare a winner at the end. We'll take you through the plot, and it's going to be a lot of repeating ourselves, just with different character names. But if you haven't seen Infernal Affairs and you don't have a problem with reading movies, it's worth a watch. I mean... we'll go through it all, but check it out.
Also, it is very much like the identical meal cooked by two very different chefs. Like it's like all the pieces are the same, but there's just a little bit of something that's different about each of them that is like almost like indefinable, but it's definitely there.
And they're only 4 years apart, so like there's not there's not like decades of difference where one had the benefit of better cameras and shit. Like it's crazy. But as always, please like and subscribe. Please share the episode, comment. We are also now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Did I say Amazon? We're on Amazon too now. We're on pretty much everything. Something called DZ I haven't put us on yet because I just heard of it today, but I don't know anybody
on Reddit as well.
In Reddit, yeah, we'll work on that. If you are an acclaimed Redditor and like to do it for me, please do. Reddit is a strange universe that I try to stay away from.
See, I mean, it was just me. I mean, I should do that. I'm way too entrenched.
I would happily hand that over to you. Let's get into the tale of the tape. I will be doing The Departed from our red corner. The Departed came out in 2006, directed by Martin Scorsese. Had a budget of $90 million. Worldwide box office raked in about $291.5 million. With the cast they had, I am not surprised. And Scorsese, he doesn't fucking miss. Runtime was 151 minutes. IMDb has this movie at 8.5. Critics have it at a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the audience has it at a 94. Incredibly highly rated. If you live under a rock and don't know other Martin Scorsese movies, he's done Goodfellas, Casino, The Irishman, Taxi Driver. if you're catching a theme here, you're right. All those movies were probably Martin Scorsese. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, and Martin Sheen, who we were just talking about. Yeah, if you want to give us the blue corner.
All right. Blue corner, we have Internal Affairs 2002, 94% on Rotten Tomatoes critics and a 95% audience. IMDb has it at 8 out of 10. Main director is Andrew Lau and Alan Mark. Budget of $6.4 million with a worldwide box office of $55 million. Runtime of 101 minutes. And other notable films are Young and Dangerous for Andrew Lau, The Storm Riders, and for Alan Mack, Initial D and the Overhead trilogy. So I've seen Initial D, which is, if you have not, is
have
an
you?
amazing. Yeah, Initial D is like, you ever seen like all those like old 80s drifting memes, like
Drifting
from anime?
names?
Yeah, like car
No.
drifting. Like it's like they're like, it's basically Initial D was a huge inspiration for Tokyo Drift.
I am looking at it right now. It also kind of looks like a weird version of Speed Racer.
A little bit. It's more realistic Speed Racer.
I thought it was interesting that they have two different directors on there. Like, you don't
Yeah.
see that very often.
And also, like, in the film, it said presented by, which was an interesting way of putting it. So, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong here, but top build stars are, for Internal Affairs, are Tony Leung, Andy Lau, Anthony Wong, Shang, and Kelly Chen.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention at the beginning, follow us on Instagram and TikTok. But we're going to go ahead and get into the plots, starting with The Departed. I'm sure many of you have seen it, so we'll get through it as quickly as possible, but hit on the good parts for those of you that may have not seen it, which you should. If you haven't, go watch it, but...
Yeah, so I have my first in my notes here. The movie starts with Jack Nicholson dropping the N-bomb.
Dude, right out of the fucking gates he does. Yeah. It's Martin Scorsese likes to open his movies in the same way. It very much reminded me of the opening to Goodfellas, how it's just a montage of a gangster walking through the neighborhood, basically.
Walking his beat, king looking at his kingdom.
Right. And I like how they do the young version of Jack Nicholson here. They don't do like any CGI or anything. He's just like covered in shadow most of the time. So you can't tell how old he is because it's supposed to be like 30 years.
Yeah. Still see the cracks.
It has like a montage of him walking through the neighborhood and a montage of like the civil rights movements, some speech about, the neighborhood was the Knights of Columbus and then the Irish, drops an N-word like he just said. And yeah, he's collecting money from a I don't know what this place even is. It's like a part diner, part bodega.
Yeah, I mean most bodegas have like a little sandwich shop, like especially like New York and area. Like, you've seen Harley Quinn, like the bodega egg sandwich. Like,
Right.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah, basically it's a whole thing saying like Irish people suffered and earned it, and black people didn't, which is not fucking goddamn true for one fucking
It was
second.
weird, and it had nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Just a weird little dig at black people, just to show that he's. I mean, they hammer on the first 15 minutes showing you he's kind of a pig, but everybody's scared of him. Basically, he's talking to the guy he's collecting money from, and his daughter's there. And he's like, "How's it going, Carmen? You got your period yet?" And she's like, "Jesus fuck, dude."
Yeah.
But he talks to this kid, asks about his dad, buys him some groceries and some comics, and tells him to do good in school. If you ever want to earn some money, come by L Street. And the kid grows up to be Matt Damon.
Yes.
And in the midst of this, you see a shot of him with his henchman French. Just killing some people down at the beach. He goes, "She fell funny." He's like, "Francis, you should see somebody." And apparently that was improvised, by the way. That was just Jack Nicholson being weird as fuck. And we cut to a montage of cop school, basically.
Yes.
Matt Damon, who is Sullivan, is graduating and assigned to plain clothes out of the gate. Immediately goes from graduation into the back of Frank's car where he gives him a watch. And then you see a montage of him busting people. They do this weird thing 2 times in the movie where the screen is all black except a small circle around him from super far away. And then it pans out to the rest of the shot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there's, like I said, I mean, it's kind of the same thing with Internal Affairs, too. Is just these weird lead-ins and lead-outs of scenes that just kind of
remind me of Babe, the Pig in the City movie, the way the circle was around.
The little mice should have been singing in the background as that went in.
But he makes detective. Then you see him go in to meet Mark Wahlberg and Martin Sheen, Queenan and Dingham. And you see outside waiting is Leonardo DiCaprio. But They both have to go in and do this meeting with this guy, and I don't understand this part because they're meeting Matt Damon, and they're basically like, we have nothing to do with your department. We just like to say hi to it. But they like grill him, and they're like, all right, now
Yeah.
go to your
Well,
job. And I'm like, what the?
well, yeah. The whole thing is like, for some reason they're giving him shit about because his family is tied to organized crime, basically.
Well, no,
and,
that's
like,
Leo. They do that
oh,
to
sorry,
Leo.
Leo.
I'm talking about
Oh, yeah.
when Matt Damon goes in there. They're just like, yeah, we have nothing to do with your department. Bye. Like, we just wanted to give you shit for a minute, I guess.
Oh, you know what that might have been? Okay, so like the first scene in that the two main characters meet like in the audio shop, like in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think that might have been this. Like they meet in the beginning without realizing they've met each other, kind of bullshit.
Yeah,
like
they do it so much. It makes more sense to me in the other one. Like, it's
yeah.
easier for me to follow. But right here, I don't understand why he's there.
I guess this is established they're like in the same world, kind of like I don't know. It's clunky,
right? Yeah, they just like kind of congratulate him, and then they bring in Leo and start grilling the absolute dog shit out of him.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg starts with, "Do you know what we do here?" And he goes, "Yes, I do." He goes, "No, you fucking don't. If you did, we wouldn't be very good at our jobs." He says, "He's like, are you calling us cunts?"
Oh yeah, no. Mark Wahlberg is on like a 10 level stick up his ass this entire movie, and I'm here for it. Like,
well, dude, if there was any role that was made for Mark Wahlberg, it's Boston Cop.
yeah, no, he's Wahlberging harder here than he was in the other guys. Like, it's hard. And it's unironic too.
Taller in this movie too. I guess Will Ferrell's pretty tall, so that makes sense. But,
yeah, everyone looks short
like,
next to Will Ferrell.
They're like, tell us about your Uncle Jackie, who was apparently his Jackie Costigan. Leo plays Billy Costigan. Basically, you go through his family's all pieces of shit, involved in some shady shit. But then he also has his dad, where he would go live with, and middle class, hard worker. Everything was basically normal over there.
Yeah, like worked at the airport, like, yeah. And he was like
Right.
giving him shit. It's like, yeah, there's two of you, right? Like you had like, your gangster like kind of version. You had your little preppy white boy version, right?
Right. Yeah, they have the classic line from this movie where like you living your middle class life on the weekends, and then during the week you were with your mom dropping your R's, weren't you? You were, you little motherfucker. I know you were. Yeah, hanging out in the big bad Southie projects. And then he goes, "You have different access, don't you? Didn't you little shit?" And then they drop another M-bomb. I don't.
Yeah, man,
it's crazy.
I don't remember these, and getting pretty loose with this shit. It's like 2004, 2006. So goddamn,
Yeah,
man.
it was not long enough ago to be okay.
Yeah.
To be like, expected. This is way
Unless
too
Martin
late in
Scorsese is
history.
like, no, I went to the precincts and this is what it sounded like.
Fair. I'm not saying that this is unrealistic by any means.
No, it's just too late to be doing that shit.
But he says, "I'm the best friend you have on this earth." And he fully Bostons out and goes, fucking co-op.
That is one thing. I wonder like if there is like accents in fucking what's it called? Internal Affairs, like just like shit.
Dude,
like,
I know.
Like as hard as like the Boston accent. It's like, oh, he's like doing the Hong Kong accent really hard. It's just like, I don't know.
I'm wondering how many subtleties are lost on me when I watch that movie, but yeah. But they're like, we deal in deception here. You will not be a state trooper, guaranteed. And he says, you got a 1400 on your SATs, kid. You're an astronaut, not a statey. Like, he doesn't have any family. It shows his mother's dying. Basically, they're selling him on how he's cut out to be an undercover cop.
Yeah, you got
Meanwhile, it shows Sully's getting a big ass apartment. But then they start going over, you're not going to be paid as a regular cop, but the bonus is it'll be tax free. What we're thinking is you're going to plead guilty to assault, given you nature, is what they say. Do enough jail time to be convincing, and then you'll see a court order shrink. And he says, you already pretended to be a Costigan from South Boston. Do it again for me. And then Dropkick Murphys start playing, and this is the movie. Like, if you look up the Shipping Up to Boston by Dropkick Murphys, it doesn't even show the actual album cover. It shows the cover of The Departed when you look up the song. It was a song before this movie, but this movie launched it into the fucking stratosphere.
Yeah, sometimes all it takes. No, Scotty doesn't know, but
But yeah, it shows a montage of him in jail.
Yeah,
like low-key making connections in jail,
yeah,
getting
it's like the anti-cop fucking training montage, basically.
Yes. And then, it's weird what they set up. in this one versus what they don't set up. Like they spend a lot of time showing the
Yeah.
relationship between the
No,
two of them.
yeah, because we'll get to it, but like in fucking what's it called? Internal Affairs, it's like all this shit is taken care of before the fucking title credit.
Right.
It's like
Yeah, they
here's
don't
the setup
show.
we're going.
Right. It's weird. But yeah, the shows him come out of jail, go straight to his aunt's, and he starts telling everybody he was kicked out of the Stadies, and basically his cousin comes out and he goes, we talked about this during the Fast and the Furious, but they're sitting out on the balcony and he's like, I need some money. I need to do what you do. And he just stares at me. He's like, what? I'm your fucking family. You want me to say it? I'm no fucking cop. And I'm like, dude, the amount of movies that perpetrated this lie that was the catch-all, end-all. He said
Well,
it.
to
He
be
can't be
fair,
a cop.
every single one of these movies is showing us that is not true. Like
Exactly.
Need for Speed, we saw it in this. Like, you should fucking learn. It's like, but he can't. He said it. It's like every time it's an undercover cop. Get it right.
So the dipshit that argued with me on TikTok, why didn't these people get off scot-free when they got arrested? Because he said I'm not a cop.
Yeah, fuck me. That's like more entrapment. It's like, hey, I've got all this money to go do crime with. Let's go do crime. Like, fucking, if anything, like that's the entrapment. Like, fuck. Hey, man,
they're
who was
driving
doing
around.
crime?
They're driving around slinging drugs, and the cousin goes, "We're not supposed to be this close to Worcester." He says, who runs this party? He says, Costello, who's God as far as you're concerned. And then they're just in a bar with the Costello gang. Like, some of the places this movie jumps around, but Scorsese loves to do that shit.
Yeah, but yeah, it wasn't like they were called in or they had any. I mean, I guess, was he trying to sell cocaine to someone there? I don't know.
I don't know. He's like talking to one of his guys. Meanwhile, Billy is just sitting at the bar and orders a cranberry juice, and the guy next to him says something about, what are you, on your period? And then he just beats the living shit out of him. And I don't know if he was trying to make a show in front of the Costello
I think
family.
it must have been, yeah. It was like to get like on their radar, basically, then like show that he's a psychopath, which is probably what they're looking for, which is kind of what they were looking for.
There's parts where it looks like it's not going to work out because he's a psycho.
Oh yeah, but I think that's the double bluff where it's like, nah, that motherfucker's too crazy to be a cop.
Right. I also do like that Jack Nicholson shows genuine fear of him in different parts of the movie because of, like, your whole family was crazy and you're crazy too.
Yeah, French is there, I think, right? It's like French that sees this whole thing, yeah. And he's like, hey, there's some guys you can hit and some guys you can't. That is almost a guy you can't hit.
He says, you make one more drug deal with your idiot cousin, I'll cut your fucking nuts off. And he says, what are you drinking? He says, cranberry juice. He's like, what are you, on your period?
It's just like the joke here, I guess.
And then he goes up to the guy and goes, he goes, hey, fuckhead, that's Jackie's nephew. And he goes, ah. And he goes, what? It just punches him in the fucking face. Continues the fucking ass whooping he just told him not to do.
Oh, he can hit him. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
He's French.
And then they start laying the groundwork for the whole double mole here. I gotta say, I feel it feels so much cooler the way they did it in The Departed sometimes. Like, it shows Wahlberg comes in and there's a special unit that Matt Damon gets sent to where their whole goal is to catch the Costello family and shit. And they have Wahlberg come in and talk, and he says, we have undercovers and we'll never tell you who any of them are because you guys have more leaks than the Iraqi Navy, looking directly at Matt Damon.
Yeah, no, it's straight up like I know what you are, motherfucker, from Dexter. It's like
right.
Wahlberg has him pegged like fucking immediately. Like, it's like, it's you. Like, if I can't fucking prove it, but it's you.
And it's great, like how casually they blow off the tension, but you can still feel it. It's really cool. But I will say that the shit they're stealing is, I don't know why they picked such off the wall shit. They're like, somebody stole 20 microprocessors that they use for missiles, and they're worth 100.
No, it makes it too complicated. Like, literally. The other one is just drugs. Like, it doesn't have to be anything.
Drugs.
Just do drugs. It doesn't have to be some like fucking world-ending threat that, like, if
exactly
the
at this
Iranians
point
get their hands
Homeland
on it,
or something would have gotten involved.
Yeah, this wouldn't be fucking like just one fucking Boston PD's fucking thing. Yeah,
right.
Like, the government would be fucking breathing down your fucking neck and up your asshole. It's like,
exactly.
Oh, fucking nuclear chip like missiles have gone missing. Okay, we're gonna burn the entire fucking town until we find them.
Yeah, they say this guy stole him, and then they found him dead in a dumpster. And the guy's name was Miles, who Billy's cousin mentions he was at that funeral. So there's a connection there. And they ask Mark Wahlberg, you have anybody in with Costello? And he goes, maybe, maybe not. maybe fuck yourself. Like, I have never loved Mark Wahlberg more than this movie,
Yeah.
except
It's
maybe
like
Four Brothers.
he's a tool, but we like found like the thing that this tool was made to do.
Yes, yes.
like this is the nail to his hammer. Like he's just
Yeah, the
completely
shitty
perfect.
fucking hex screwdriver, but we finally need it. And you see Sully, Matt Damon, questioning Miles' mom. Frank drives by in the background, and as soon as she sees him, she yells, "What I meant to say was fuck yourself," and slams the door because she sees Frank. He sees a tail on Frank, calls him and tells him, and then he meets the therapist. And they did this. I'm going to say right now, I don't think it's one of the rounds, so I'll just say now. They did the therapist thing in this movie way better.
Way better. Oh, dude, I even put for the other one, it's like, what is her fucking point? Like,
exactly. They didn't establish a relationship. Also, we discussed this earlier, but there's a part where he meets like his ex-girlfriend, and I thought it was the therapist, so I was extra confused.
Oh, was that
but I
his
don't know if she was in it
ex-girlfriend?
either. Yeah, it's a totally different lady. I
Oh,
don't know
goddamn,
who was at the end.
I'm sorry, I'm racist. I totally thought that was him saying goodbye to the therapist. What the? Oh no, I thought I got
he
it all
like meets
straight
up with his ex who has a daughter.
Yeah,
and I
who's
don't,
in one
she's
other
never
fucking
in the rest of the
scene.
movie.
Yeah, she's in one other scene, and he's like, "Hi, bye." Like that's
it's
it.
so weird. But yeah, they Matt Damon's hitting on her on the elevator. Boston flirting, super aggressive and cussing, and they agree to meet for dinner at some point. And,
yeah, and I gotta say, man, like being a therapist for a bunch of fucking Irish cops must be the most thankless job on the goddamn planet.
Oh my god, yes. You see Billy hanging out at that diner bodega, and some Italians are in there extorting the Indian owner.
Yep.
He goes, "You delivering cannolis or something?" And then just beats the living shit out of them. And I feel like Scorsese movies are great about realism. When you're fucking somebody up, you break your hand.
Yep. Yeah, it's a cast like right after that.
Right. Yeah. And then I like this part. Sully's on a date with the therapist, and she's like, "You know what Freud said about the Irish?" And he says, "Yeah, I do." And she goes, "If you actually know, I'll agree to see you again." And he just deadpan, straight face goes, "What makes you think I want to see you again?" And she gets all nervous. I was like, "You do, don't you?" He's like, "Of course I want to see you again." I'm like, "Holy shit, that was smooth. He's fucking psycho." But what Freud said about the Irish was they're the only people impervious to psychoanalysis. So.
Oh, I mean, I've got some family there, and there's like, unfortunate suffering and years of alcoholism. I completely accept that, and fuck off.
Yeah. No, one of my really good friends is from Boston and was in the Marines, and then worked with me at the post office. And talking about his time at the Marine Corps at professional is completely out of the question. He's exactly like the guys in this movie.
Yeah, like I say, some people have PTSD, some people have nostalgia.
And then Billy meets Frank. He's at the bar. Frank sits next to him. Says, "Do you know who I am?" And he says no, which I thought was funny. Well, he didn't immediately go, "Yeah, I know who you are." He's just like, "No," and like goes back to what he's doing. And he's like, "You met my friend French the other night," and he's like, "Come with me." He stands up, but he doesn't come. And he's like, "I'm not the cops. I'm not asking." He drags him into the back, and dude, it's so painful to watch.
Yeah.
He basically says, "You fucked up these guys from Providence, and it's causing me problems. They're connected. They're gonna come and kill you unless I stop them. Do you want me to?" And he's like, "Is this something I can't do personally?" And he just gets so irritated with this fucking demeanor. French searches him, takes his shoes off. He goes, this is the part that cracked me up. He goes, "I knew your father." And he goes, "He died." And he goes, "Well, how'd he go?" He's like, "He didn't complain." He goes, "That was his problem." And he goes, "Who said he had a problem?" He goes, "I just said he had a fucking problem." It's fucking hilarious. And then he just starts smashing the shit out of his broken arm with his own boot.
Yep, which
so painful.
I think was the dominance thing in this one, I think, right? Like, it's not that he suspects him of anything at this point.
So he calls it out immediately what the plot is and doesn't even know it. He's smashing the shit out of it and goes, "I don't know if it's beyond Queenan to pull you out of the Stadies and send you after me." And I'm like, wow, you were right on it.
Should have listened to that little paranoid voice in the back of your head, man.
He just smashes her and says, "Are you still a cop? Are you going to quit doing coke deals with your fucking jerk off cousin?" And then he's like, tones it immediately after. He's like, "All right, I'm sorry. I just got to be careful," and starts throwing money at him to send him to the hospital.
Yeah, and then I think the next scene is like the two fucking mobsters that were going to come kick fucking Billy's ass fucking dead in the beach, right?
Yeah. He, it's so, he's asking French, "Do you trust him?" He's like, "I trusted his uncle." He was reliable. I like. There's a little cutaway here too, and he's like, "You thought your wife was reliable," and then it cuts away to him choking his wife to death, French, and then he's like singing "Mother McCree" while it keeps cutting back and forth to the Italians they killed. That's how
Yeah.
they show that the Italians are dead. But I put right here, this is why he was a fantastic Joker, because he's singing I'm willing to bet that him singing Mother McCree was not in the script, that he's just creepy.
Yeah.
Sully investigates it and calls Frank. We found the 2 dead Italians, and basically Frank tells him who to go arrest for it. Like they planted
Yeah.
a
It's
gun
like,
on the guy already, and it's in his trunk.
yeah.
And they go arrest him, and then there's still the same scene. Jack Nicholson gets off the phone. And he's talking to Billy while holding a severed hand from one of the Italian guys. He's just Jack Nicholson is the perfect psychopath in any movie.
Yep. Yeah, I had a breakfast hand down here, and I couldn't remember what that meant, but thank you for reminding me.
Well, he's got like his hand in a bag, and while he's talking, he pulls it out and starts like gesturing with it while he's talking, and pulls a ring off and goes, "Give that to his wife." And then Billy freaks the fuck out because of the severed hand and runs to the bathroom and rips off all his wires, and then throws them into the pool out the window at Frank's. And I'm like, what? Of all the places, why would you put it in that guy's pool? Like, you think he's
guess
gonna
the
go
pool
out there
guy-
later and be like, the fuck?
Yeah. Or it's like, oh, hey, can I go take a swim before I leave real quick? Just want to. You're there, or the pool boy's not a snitch. One of the two. I don't know.
But this scene is one of the first ones that's like shot for shot. It's a little different how they handle it, but Fitzy, one of Frank's guys, gets arrested, and Sully goes in there and pretends to be a lawyer and turns off the camera, and he doesn't know who Sully is. He doesn't
Yeah,
know
it's
that
like,
he's...
are you attorney? Like, what do you think? Like, it's like the question goes back to him. Just like all these non-committal comments that just make him assume, but without ever saying anything that's technically illegal.
Right. Even though the camera's off. That was the other... I don't know who
Yeah.
he's playing it for. They might be listening. I don't know. But he pulls out the phone and says, "Call your mother and tell her you're not going to be home for supper." And then he looks up at the camera. He's like, "It's off." He's like, "Listen, they're suiting up for a raid right now. I don't know where they're going, but they do. And so do you. So make the call." And then he calls, and it's Billy in French. It says, "Hi, Mom. Not going to make it
Yep.
home for supper."
And God, the ringtones in this were giving me flashbacks, man. This whole fucking motor like.
I love how the dude, for no reason, really sells it too. He's like, "Not gonna make it home for supper, Mom. Yeah, you carry on without me. Love ya."
Mhm.
And then Billy and French just torch the fucking place, and it goes up instantly.
Oh yeah, no, it's like there was a plan. It's like, okay, you hit that one, you hit that one. These are completely soaked in gasoline at all times.
Right. And then just like the other one, he comes out and he hands the other cops the phone and says, "Last number he called is the house. I'll tell the judge I surveilled him there." And then we got our warrant, knowing that it's burnt down anyway.
Yep.
But in the other one, it was a little more... I was confused about how he was going to get away with selling the guy out while... You know what I mean? Like, they didn't burn
Yeah.
a house down when he did it in the other one. He just also gave them information.
Yeah, then this is where we get our first social crossover. Is Leo is seeing Dr. Girlfriend.
Right. Yeah, he just out of pure coincidence, his court-assigned therapist. It's the weirdest interaction ever. He's like, he says, "I've learned about myself. My hand does not shake ever." And he's like, "I have an oxy prescription." And starts screaming at her, basically yells at her into giving him a Valium prescription, and she's the
Yeah.
worst therapist ever.
Oh, dude, she makes so many fucking HIPAA violations and fucking just decency. Yeah, no, she's not a good person.
She literally chases him out and be like, "Okay, here's your fucking prescription." And I'm like, what?
It's like, no, he just screamed at you and showed all these psychopathic tendencies. Like, you should just be like, on your notepad should just be the word "run" as a note to yourself. Like, goddamn.
It shows him
Yeah, and it's like, you seek drug-seeking behavior. Here's drugs. Coffee?
Right. So she's like, "You show drug-seeking behavior," and he's like, "Give me the fucking Valium." And she's like, "Okay."
I am seeking drugs. Give them to me.
One of the guys Billy and French were beaten up on is apparently an undercover cop. And he's snapping out on Dignam at their meeting when they tell him that, and he cracks a joke. Mark Wahlberg does it, says, "It's been a year, we could just delete your file." And he goes, "How about I fucking kill you?" And then just starts beating the shit out of Mark Wahlberg.
Fair enough. I was basically threatening to kill him, essentially.
Right. Yeah, and it's very obvious at this point that he's falling completely the fuck apart. He's like, "Why can't you just take him on any of the felonies we already have? He fucking murdered someone." And I'm like, well, we're building a case and it takes time. And he goes, "Listen, something is wrong." And he goes, "Yeah, we agree with you. We think Costello has a spy." It's just like, oh, what? Like, so I'm 1,000% right?
Yeah. No, everyone calls the entire plot in these things. It's interesting. No one's an idiot.
His therapist says she's transferring him to another doctor after she gives him the prescription, which is for the best. He's like, "You want to get a cup of coffee?" So
Yeah. It's like,
their
well, you're not
little
my customer anymore, so hey.
exactly, and none of this was in the other movie at all,
No.
which definitely made it more interesting.
Yeah. Well, it links the characters a bit more, which is good, and gets rid of like two kind of completely superfluous characters and merges them into one somewhat useful one to the narrative. So,
Well, and it makes the fact that she ends up with the evidence and shit make way more sense. Like,
yeah, yeah.
it made zero sense to me in the other one.
So the next bit is Matt gets surprised with like a last second raid and calls fucking Jack Nicholson, which also using the lost art of T9 texting.
Dude, yes, I made the same note. So they have this same Sting scene in both movies, and this
Yeah.
is the best scene of the movie in The Departed for me. I love this part, but it's hilarious and it's tense. In the other one, it's also tense. It's just a little bit different how they handle the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sully walks in, has no idea they were doing a sting. They're like, he's about to sell the microprocessor, so he put the whole place under surveillance. Very little time to set up. We will not take action until Queenie's man verifies the transaction. Sully calls his dad and says he's not coming home for dinner, but his friends are coming, telling him that the cops are there.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time he's on the phone, Queenie is standing right next to him, just staring at him while he's on the phone, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, both of these, man, I feel like both movies, I feel like they should have realized a bit more, because it's like, wow, we have a mole. That one guy keeps calling people the second we change anything.
Calls his dad a lot, and I'm pretty sure his
Yeah.
dad's dead. Yeah, they say all the cell signals are under surveillance, and Sully like panics as soon as he hears that. And Alec Baldwin says, "Patriot Act, Patriot Act. I love it, I love it." And then yeah, you get a shot as Sully is texting in his pocket. The blessings
Yes.
of T9, something you cannot do now.
No. Yeah, completely silent conversations back in the 8th grade. It was amazing.
Yeah, I could text in class with my phone under my fucking leg, and nobody could suspect a thing.
Yep. And you just go, while you look at your book at one point, it's like, okay, now I know who's cheating on who. Cool.
I text Frank, "No phones," and then Frank turns and tells everybody to shut off their phones, so their little monitor machine shows all the dots drop off except one. He's like, "That's our guy." And this is my favorite part where he's like, "There's a blind spot there." And he goes, "Why the fuck is there a blind spot?" It's like, "We had 2 hours. What do you think, we're NASA?" And he's like, "Never crossed my mind. Is there a camera in the back?" And he goes, "What back?" And he goes, "Can you come here for a second?" He just beats the shit out of the guy. Fucking love Alec Baldwin, dude. Yeah, Frank's doing his deal with the Chinese. 2 of the guys have machine guns, and he freaks out about that. He goes, "Here in this country," he goes, "machine guns don't add itches to your dick. It adds prison time." And the guy for just a minute is like, "Whoops."
Yeah, we do see here that Jack is an equal opportunity racist, though. He just kind of hates everyone equally. So
Yeah,
there's that, I
he's
guess.
a gross little man, but yeah, he
Yeah.
is equal opportunity bigot. Calls him Bruce Lee and all this other shit. And then when they're yelling at the guy about the camera, I also like, he goes, "Who the fuck are you?" He goes, "I'm the guy who does a job. You must be the other guy." But yeah, they do the deal. They don't see any of it on camera because of the camera places. They see the cars taking off. He's like, "Please tell me those," or they see like just a few guys come out of the cars and the rest of them are gone. He goes, "Please
Yep.
tell me those cars aren't empty." And then it shows Frank, and he's like, "We brought the fucking Navy," and they got a bunch of boats to take off in. Which is weird that they knew exactly how to take off to where they wouldn't see it. Like, why are they taking off on boat? I guess it's
Yeah,
just
like,
skill of being a criminal. I don't know. Billy's trying to figure out a way to figure out who the rat is. He's calling Diggum, who's being kind of a dick to him. And he's like, "Just tell SIU," which is the department that Sully is in, that we have a wiretap warrant for Costello's house, and see if it comes out on my end. Then we know what department it at least is. And the whole time he's talking, he's popping pills like M&Ms and just falling completely the fuck apart. Meets up with the therapist, asks about her boyfriend. flirty. Starts talking shit about how much money she makes. When she goes, they're moving in together now, and he's for some reason a total asshole to her. Won't let her hang up her certifications and stuff in the living room. I don't know what that was about.
It's like doesn't want her mark on his. Oh no, wait. I think I think I kind of put a note on this. If anyone ever came to his house, like I guess he wouldn't want like fucking Jack Nicholson to like see anything about her. Basically,
That's fair. That makes sense. Yeah, because that does come up later that when he does know about it and he freaks out. And then his phone rings and he's like, he lets her answer it. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? All the secret shit you have going on, you're letting your girlfriend answer your cell phone?
Yeah.
And when she picks it up, it's a distorted voice that says, put him on the fucking phone. She's like, I don't. And then it cuts to Jack Nicholson on the other end. I'm like, how did he do that? He doesn't have a machine or anything with him. How did he do the distorted voice? I would pay to see Jack Nicholson do what you just did.
Yeah, he's gaslighting the fuck out of this poor woman. As a therapist, you really should figure is less vulnerable to gaslighting, but
I also think she'd have more insight into him being weird. I don't know. She also had her own issues, clearly, when she's giving out drugs because a guy yelled at her.
Yeah. And, kind of giving eyes Leo. And I get it's Leo. Like, he looks like he does, but still.
And he's remotely nice to her, and that's all it took. Like, it's fucking, it's sad. Frank says, getting the feeling we got a cop in my crew. And starts yelling at him like, you need to do work for me. That's the whole deal here. Sully says, get everybody's pedigree info so we can ID the prick, get their socials, their bank account numbers, and give to me, and I'll look the guys up. And I'm like, how did nobody think to do this beforehand? Like, you have a cop with access to records for the entire planet. Like,
I mean, fuck. I figured if you're mob, you should be doing background checks on all your fucking dudes. Just It's like, oh, Johnny the Stabby has stabbed way too many people. No. It's like something like
right. Massive tool to have at your disposal that just now comes up. It's bad work. You get a little shot of Queenie and Dignam walk up to Frank and just talk shit at him for a minute, and I don't know why. We see Billy shaking down a guy with French outside, and while he's beating the shit out of the guy, he says Frank is an FBI informant. And then he goes to Queenie's house right after that, like, fully melted down at this point, and like Queenie can tell. And he gives some really nice fatherly vibes here that they didn't do with the Superintendent Wong in Internal Affairs. Because he goes there, he's breaking down. He's like, I found out he's an informant. He's like, come in and get some supper. I'm like, no, my wife has leftover supper. You're going to sit down and eat. He sees like pictures of his sons on the wall and stuff.
Yeah, they kind of tried to do that with like the flashback. Like, look at these 3 times he was nice to him in fucking Internal Affairs. But
not the same at all.
No.
And he tells him, like, he's like, I have to get out. He's like, okay, I don't know how, but I promise you I will find a way to pull you out. It really shows, like, some fatherly love to him, feeds him and everything. Meanwhile, Frank is at the opera with 2 girls and cuts to him.
Coke and horse.
You want some Coke? And just fucking whips it at the other girl's ass. He goes, don't move till you're numb. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, the fucking contrast of these 2 scenes here.
That's how he's spending his Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's crazy. Billy's popping pills, freaking out still.
Yeah,
French is getting everybody's info.
Yeah, this is when he starts auditing his crew here. Yeah, and
right.
Fucking Billy comes in. He's like, what are we doing here? It's like, oh, he's giving all of our information to him. Which I think, like, in this one, they actually say, like, he's auditing the crew because he thinks there's a fucking rat. Where, like, in Internal Affairs, like, they do a different thing. It's like, yeah, probably don't tell all the people you're searching for that this is, like, there's a mole while you're searching for the mole. But one of them, like, can't spell something, and, fucking Leo spells it out for him on the fucking, like, this manila envelope that he's using, which becomes important later.
Yeah, he writes citizen on it, and I don't know why he's writing citizen on it, but he spells it wrong. Leo corrects it, and he goes, are you fucking stupid? That's not how you spell citizen. But
dude, I will say, in Internal Affairs, like, it just, like, I don't know where my mind never considered, like, spelling it wrong in Chinese. Like, that was just such, like, you had to stop and think about, like,
dude, I thought the same thing. I'm like, you can make spelling errors?
I mean, it makes sense. It's just something that just never crossed my brain.
Such elaborate characters. I don't know. Yeah, never occurred to me. Like, you put the line on the wrong squiggle, dude. Billy corrects it, and then he leaves. He freaks out and is like, I'm not fucking sticking around and waiting, because they were supposed to wait until Frank tells them they can leave. He's like, I'm fucking leaving. Go fuck yourself. And immediately goes to fuck Madeline, the therapist.
Yep. But yeah, I guess
He
that's just
compliments
happening
her
now.
childhood picture and hangs it up higher on the wall, and that was it. That was all it took. She was nice about it. He was nice about her picture, so she's like, "I'm fucking this guy."
Yep.
And
Therapist
then this is the
analyzed
part where
thyself.
Sully goes and talks to Alec Baldwin at the driving range, and he tells him to investigate the SIU for moles, and that's like shot for shot from Internal Affairs. Asks about his wedding and
Yep.
everything, and then
Except
you
in
get
this one, it's a porn theater for some reason.
right.
I guess it's just to make him like seem as scuzzy as possible because like it doesn't really track from the other one. But like, it's like, why the fuck are we meeting here? It's like, I own this place.
Yeah, you see the most realistic dildo I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, by the way, the strap on that Jack Nicholson has on. Billy follows Frank to a porn theater where he's meeting with Sully, and he sits in the back watching him. Sully's sitting there thinking he's waiting on him, and he hears like groaning in this porn theater, and the guy in front of him stands up and whips around with his giant fucking dildo dick. It was so weird. So he already knows Sully's getting reassigned to SIU, and he says, "I gotta find myself. Lay low while I find the rat. I gotta do it my way." And then Frank hands him the envelope. Billy sees the envelope and sees that's the one he wrote on from earlier. And then he starts trying to follow Sully out of the theater. And this is like the closest they get to like finding each other out in the whole movie. And I love it. It's tense as fuck. This is different from Internal Affairs, though, because he's following him and Sully hides behind a truck, hears footsteps coming, fully panics, and just stabs a random Asian guy.
Yeah, it's just like a like delivery driver or some shit. Like coming back from delivery, it's like, oh, no repercussions for that. Just he's like, whoops, and just fucking leaves.
Billy goes to like continue following him and sees a dead guy, and it's just like, Jesus Christ. He tries to scrub through to see who was following him, and he doesn't find it.
Yeah, then here we get to Jack telling Billy that he suspects that there is a mole inside his organization. And he says, well, how I used to deal with this is I just fucking killed everybody.
Right. And just kill everybody and start over.
Yeah.
He says, I like this lie. He says, you accused me once, I put up with it. You accused me twice, I quit. You pressure me to fear for my life, and I will put a fucking bullet in your head as if you were anybody else. And he even says, like, your dad was the only person that scared me because he would fight through 6 men to put a knife in my throat, and he would do it. And then weird, I had to like pause and see what the drawing was, but the whole time there's like 2 priests and a nun in this diner place, and before he leaves he drops a drawing on their table and it's just the nun naked after he talks shit to them. But he says, I'm not the fucking rat to him. Says, how many of your guys have been with you long enough to be disgruntled? You don't pay that much.
Yeah.
He says, who's the only one who thinks they can do what you do better than you?
Yeah, like, I don't want to be you.
Right.
This whole thing. And he starts thinking about like French, I think, at this point. He's like,
Yeah. He says there's a boat coming up to Gloucester. French will give you the details. Does this weird move where he sneaks back up behind Billy again while they're talking. And then you see Dignam giving Sully shit for his promotion to Internal Affairs. And I just love the whole movie. Like you said, Mark Wahlberg is just nonstop giving him shit. There's even a part after this where he walks by Sully in his office on the phone and he's just flipping him off the whole time.
That's the work environment, I would say.
Queenie says, our guy almost had the mole and he looked shocked. And he's like, anybody get a look at the guy? He's like, no. And this is the same thing as in Internal Affairs. He says, any advice for me? And he says, basically everybody's going to fucking hate you because you're investigating them. So, no.
Yep.
So I like that they have the same scene in Internal Affairs where there's the 2 henchmen talking about how you could spot a cop, but it's different. Because Sully starts searching the records to see which one's a cop. The ones he got from Frank, and the two henchmen are like, you can spot a cop by if they're not paying attention to us. And he goes, this guy, cop, turns to a lady. He's like, what kind of dog is that? Just completely ignored us. He's like, she ignored us, probably police commissioner. Frank comes out of the back covered in blood. Billy's in the bar that the 2 guys are outside of. He says, we're using a new crew tonight. Go home. And French says there's guys that answer the question right and guys who don't. And he walks out front, and as soon as he walks out, the 2 guys go, you're a cop. And he goes, what?
Yeah.
He's like, you're not paying attention to us. That's how you can spot a cop. Or, like, I like how they do it in both of them, but this one cracked me up a little bit more, probably because it's in English. But, Sully finds nothing on Billy, which in both movies, I was just like, shouldn't that just be, that's the guy, right? Like,
yeah.
The one guy you can't find anything. What did you think the cops were going to leave? The fact that he was a cop on there?
Yeah, even that was the thing. Like fucking everyone's like, you were Stady. That should still be on his record. Like if that's
Right.
gone, that's a fucking problem.
Right. And then when he searches on, there's absolutely nothing. But yeah,
Mm.
Billy calls in and says he needs to meet today. He walks around the back of the building. So he's by the back window where Frank was just torturing somebody on the phone going, we need to meet. Like, bro, you should have been caught 100 times over by now.
Oh yeah.
Frank asks Sully if he heard anything about how he was using a new crew and everything tonight. Gloucester, the boat, drugs, nothing. No. And he goes, okay, it's not Billy. And this is the part where Dignan walks by Sully's office while he's on the phone and just flips him off
Yep.
the whole way.
But
Sully
yeah, they're
puts,
basically giving out specific information to see
yeah, they're
what.
both doing the same thing, putting out information
Hmm.
to see if it comes out. So Sully puts surveillance on Queenan. Same thing they do in Internal Affairs. He tells everybody we're
Hmm.
watching Queenan now, and they're all like, "What the fuck?" Like he's a cop. Like, what are we doing here? And it's a little more intense in this one, I think.
Yeah.
Billy calls Queen in from the same train car. Like they meet on a car and they're at opposite ends and talking on the phone. He's like, is there any reason you'd have a tail? He's like, I don't have a tail. And I'm like, if you could just for 1 minute assume this guy knows what he's doing by now, like after being undercover this long, be like, do I have a tail? But they get followed. They go to their rooftop meeting on top of a vacant building. And the guy that's following them, they dip through so many buildings and shit. I'm like, how the literal fuck did this guy keep up with them? Because there's parts
Yep.
where they're completely vanished from sight. And he's like, oh, this building? Yep. When he tells Queenie everything that's going on, says he's going to kill me. He says, I'm getting you out. And Sully calls Frank and tells him. And then Frank gets all the guys to start moving, tells him the address to go to. And then Billy's phone goes off and he answers it. And they say, we found the rat. And he tells them, meet
Yep.
at this address. So they start trying to leave. They're running down. They go to run down the elevator. They see it's coming up. They go to run down the stairs and they hear footsteps. Again, shot for shot, like Internal
Yep.
Affairs. And he's like, you go down the fire escape. I'll be fine. And he is very much not fine.
Yeah, no,
My God.
they all confront him, and he's just like, "Hi," and then we cut down to Billy on the floor, and then just he's like running away. It's like, okay, I'm safe. This fucking Michael Douglas pancake.
The body felt weird. Did it seem weird
Yeah.
to you? Like the frame that it's in when it's in front of him. I don't know if it was too slow or what it was,
Yeah, I don't know. It's the problem anytime, like, because it's always going to be a dummy. Like you can't fucking like pull those
Right.
shots off with a real human and shit. So, and especially if you're gonna like hard focus on it and like track it down, like it's gonna hit the uncanny valley.
Right. It was weird because it doesn't look like it's falling fast enough because it explodes on Billy. Like, it's
Mhm.
way more over the top than it was in Internal Affairs because it's so
Yeah.
much blood.
Yeah, Turtle Fear is a bit more realistic, but yeah, it's just like a fucking water balloon goes off.
Right.
And then he's just kind of like standing there, like fucking shocked for a second, and like the fucking crew comes out, or it's like, dude, you're fucking late. Get the fuck in here.
Yeah, they're like, come with us. And the cops are sitting in the car, like asking Sully, like, what do we do? We see them. Should we act? Oh, something just fell off the roof. And the one guy just takes it upon himself to jump out and start shooting. And Sully just shuts his radio off. And I always love in these movies where they're on a radio and they start hearing the gunshots and screaming. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
the dude just holding the other end on holding the button down? Listen to me die. And then
Yeah, they start
This-
driving. I think is it French driving him at this point, or I think which one of the
don't
crew members it
remember.
is in this? It's one of the main. Oh, I think it's one of the two, like the comedy relief guys, right?
Yeah.
Like, the
yeah.
guys. Yeah.
The one that, yeah. Okay, yeah. So Alec is asking why Queenie was in the building. Dignam says, why were Sully's guys following him? And he says, that's Internal Affairs business. And then Dignam just beats his fucking ass.
How dare
And
you
he-
say the name of the movie that we come from? We agreed not to say that here.
And then he turns into such a little bitch when he gets punched in the fucking, when Mark Wahlberg whats his ass, he's holding back. He's like, I don't have to explain anything to you. I can investigate who I want to. And I'm like, ugh. And he says, and I need access to those locked files. He says, I forgot the password. Go fuck yourself. And then they suspend him for 2 weeks. And he goes out to Alec and says, I need those codes. He says, no, you want the codes. And then you see Fitzy. Fitzy's the guy. He's asking Billy, where the fuck were you? Or not. Fitzy's asking, where the fuck were you? And he says, I was at the grocery
Yeah.
store with no signal. I came as soon as I got the message. And Delahunt is the guy that's dying on the couch. And he calls Billy over and he goes, you know what I thought today? Whoever didn't show up today is the rat. And he says, you've never been late in your life. And I'm like, you don't actually know him that well.
No.
He's probably been late places.
Yet again,
Uh,
like we don't really have the time frame that Billy's been dealing with this, but it feels like the scale of like months to a year kind of a
right.
thing. Whereas,
But
yeah, fucking Internal
what I do
Affairs
like that
maybe
they
more
did better
justified.
here, the smoking gun that he's like, he says, "When I told you the address, I realized I told you the wrong number, but you showed up to the right one." And then he fucking dies. And he goes,
Yep.
"Tell me why I didn't tell anybody. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up." And then he fucking dies. But I like it was way more nail in the coffin that like how I figured out it was you, not just that you were the last one there, that you showed up at the right place somehow. Sully's telling Frank you shouldn't have done that. You killed the only guy with access, and now Dignam's gone and putting in his papers. He goes, "That Irish pissant is so hot for me. You give him a whiff of my ass and he'll crawl right in it. So let's give him a whiff." Yeah, away with words.
Yep. Boston poetry.
Billy's waiting outside for the doc. After all this, she like runs her hands through his hair and holds him. And I'm like, my God, why is that the best feeling ever when a man is falling apart? Just a woman just running her fingers through your hair and hugging your head. And then she just ruins it. It goes, I can't be a friend to you. I'm sorry, goodbye. And I'm like, why did you do all that?
Yeah, just fucking, that's a text message. Fuck me. Don't have me come all the way over here and do that to me.
So you can caress me and then just leave me forever? Sully uses Queenie's burner to call Billy, not knowing it's Billy.
Yep. And there's just a silent call between them. No one speaks.
I liked it. It's just dead silent, cuts back and forth to them just listening, and he hangs up and starts packing up all his shit and grabbing his gun and shit. And at this point, I was like, why? So they had access to the Patriot Act for the raid. You telling me they couldn't just use the Patriot Act and track that phone?
Yeah.
It would have been
I guess
pretty easy.
I think if it's a burner, they're really hard to track. I think you can only track phones that have like dedicated numbers.
But they could see his burner when he was at the microchip deal. I don't know.
I guess that's why he fucking destroyed it right then.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like, oh, fuck.
would have been a short ass movie, but but he calls Sully back and he's like, "Who are you?" And he starts playing the part. He's like, "Thank God, we were super worried. I took over for Queenie. We're all upset. Dignam's upset. I need you to come in." And he just hangs up. Did not give me the impression at all that he was like, "Okay, I'll come in." And then he does that. But Sully starts going through Queen and shit and finds out Frank is an FBI informant and sees all this.
Like, fuck, like I'm gonna go down too if fucking he like, fucking rats my ass out.
And then the news says Della Hunt was an undercover cop. And for a second, I was like, holy shit. And then they perfectly explained it away. They're all freaking out. And Fitzy's freaking out. He's like, I spent all night dragging him through the mud. How the fuck did they find him so fast? And he said, Frank says, the cops are saying he's a cop so that I won't look for the cop anymore. And Fitzy, when I say dump a body in the marsh, you dump him in the marsh, not where some guy goes every Thursday to get a fucking hand job. Starts playing Shipping Up to Boston again. They head to whatever deal they're about to do. Sully calls and says he's got a tail. Get rid of the fucking tail. And I love how every time it starts playing Shipping Up to Boston, somebody will scream and the song just cuts off. Because it goes, get rid of the fucking tail song. Sully tells Alec to pull the tail off. Says I've been talking to his informant. We know where he's going. I can take you there and we can end this tonight. And they're all like, let's fucking go. And so everybody's coming to the same place now. Frank is sampling coke from the warehouse, and then every cop car ever pulls up, somehow completely silently. They got like an APC and shit, and it's not making a sound. Bullshit.
Yeah, they put on stealth mode. But yeah, and then massive gunfight like rings out. Like I think French and Jack are kind of like get out of the initial scene, but like French gets like shot and fucked up and just decides to go on his own terms.
Dude, that was kind of baller as fuck. He barely reacts. He's like driving in reverse and starts taking bullets in the chest and doesn't react at all. And then when everything catches on fire, that's when he's like, all right, fuck it.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like fucking Jack's gonna get away, and he's like kind of running down this like, bit of a construction site by himself and calls
Sully.
Calls up Sully and starts ringing like right next to him.
And it's literally, yeah, like you said, the ringtone from Jurassic Park. And he goes, how the fuck did this happen? He goes, you're an FBI informant? Are you fucking kidding me? The way Jack Nicholson dies is so gross. He's like pukes up blood right after he says that. He's like, grow up. And he's like, do they know about me? And he goes, you're like a son? Is that what this is about? All that murdering and fucking and no sons? And then Frank goes to shoot him for saying that.
Yep.
And he
shoots a few to put him down too.
Yeah, he fucking goes down, and then he eyes closed, pulls up his gun again, and he shoots him like 9 more fucking times. um, and then his phone starts ringing, Frank's phone. He picks it up and it's Gwen. And he's like, Frank got shot. And then he goes, I got him to the whole warehouse. And the whole end of this movie, from that whole scene from here on, is almost exactly the same as Internal Affairs.
Mm-hmm.
Comes back to applause. Billy's waiting in his office. He goes in and is like, that was crazy. We just want to get you paid, get you out of the field and everything. I just need the password. He goes, it's my name. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And then he goes to the other room to get into his file, and that's when Billy sees the citizen folder sitting on his desk and dips the fuck out. And Sully comes back in, sees the same folder pulled out, figures out that he's figured it out, and just starts deleting all of his information, completely purging him from the system. And then Billy goes to see the doctor, gives her a disc and says, open it if something happens to me, or if I call you and tell you to open it. I have nobody else. And says, whatever you want to say, think about it real hard and tell me in 2 weeks. And then she wakes Sully up with a sonogram. They're having a baby. And then she gets a letter from Billy addressed to Sully with a disc that says, play me now. And in Internal Affairs, there was a reason he had such an insane stereo system. It establishes that he's obsessed with really awesome stereo system.
Yeah.
I have no idea why Sully has this massive stereo system in his apartment.
Because it was in the first movie. I guess also just to yet again show his corruption that a beat cop could not afford a $10,000 fucking amp head and shit like that.
I miss when people liked when stereo systems were a commodity, dude. Those days are gone. But he comes out of the shower and she's listening to something with headphones and then pulls it out when he walks out, and it's a recording of him talking to Frank. And I don't even know how she puts all that together, what that even means. I
mean, I guess she's a cop therapist, so she probably has heard about a lot of this shit tangentially. So
yeah, I mean, she just must have a lot of insight into it, because when he's like, I told you there's shit I can't tell you, I was doing undercover shit, I would have bought it. But she doesn't at all. So he calls Billy and he says, I recorded everything and gave it to lawyers Frank recorded everything and gave it to his lawyers as insurance, and his lawyers gave it to me because he trusted me more than you. How's that feel, you fuck? He's like, what do you want? He says, I want my identity back. And then he goes to meet him on a roof. And he immediately pulls a gun and goes to arrest him. He's like, what is this, a citizen's arrest? Nobody knows who you are anymore. I erased everything. And he goes, this is the stupidest thing you could do right now. And then he just goes, shut the fuck up, and pistol whips the shit. It was hilarious. He's pouring blood from his face. And then the dude from the academy at the beginning comes out and is like, put the gun down. It's like, I need you to trust me. I'm taking him downstairs. You know me. And backs into an elevator with him, gun to his head. The black dude's following him with a gun still pointed on him. They get into the elevator and he's like, I can't wait to see you explain this to a jury. And then he starts going, just fucking kill me. Just kill me. Just completely giving up. And then the door opens and bang. Fucking just like Internal Affairs.
The friend got all the way down the stairs before the elevator did. Fucking must have booked it.
Well, this was the dude that Sully.
Oh, yeah, sorry. This is the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Sully recruited this guy.
I'll bring you up. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the suit. Wear a suit and I'll make sure you go far.
And the elevator's closing on Billy over and over again.
Yeah.
And he goes, what, did you think you were the only one he had on the inside? And you see, Sully trying to comprehend the fact that he's not special. And then he shoots that fucking guy. And then we cut to bagpipes.
There's two crooked cops, right? There's the black guy and the white guy, right?
The black guy, I think, does he live?
No, I think because I've got Leo down, friend down, crooked cop number 2 down, in my notes here. Everybody does
right.
in that
Yeah,
scene.
he comes down and sees the other dead cop and 2 dead bodies, and he shoots him too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the last 5 minutes of this movie is just bang, bang, bang.
I really wish I would love to see more detail on how the fuck he explained all this away, because they briefly show it. He's puts it all on that other dirty cop that Frank had in.
Yep.
And he said, he goes, I want to put on record that I'm recommending Bailey for the Medal of Merit. And I'm like, none of this explains why his face is beat to shit. None of his story explains that. And you see the therapist at the funeral as well, opposite side of Sully, crying, and he sees her there, and it's like, no point is he why the fuck are you here? And then
You here for me? Him?
yeah. And he was waiting for her to leave the funeral, and he goes, "What about the baby?" And she just keeps fucking walking, like doesn't even look
Yep.
at him. But the main difference here is
Yes. The ending.
way more satisfying to me.
Yeah. Yeah, the other one tries to take like this moral high ground thing, like which is we'll get to it, but like it's this one is just fucking Damon just fucking shows up home and fucking Marky Mark is just standing there in a clean suit. He's just like fuck, and just gets like shot in the fucking face.
He goes, "Okay." And then Mark Wahlberg pulls a ski mask over his head, just bounces. And then the camera pans to this gold rooftop that he's been obsessed with the whole movie, and you see a little rat on the balcony. And that's the end.
Just put symbolism.
Yeah, I love that ending way more. I mean, Internal Affairs has like a little text scroll of what happens after.
Yeah, it's like Buddha says. It's like, okay. No, well, that's the thing. We'll get to it, but like, I like the character, like the Mark Wahlberg, not Mark Wahlberg, Matt Damon character are very different. Like, we'll get to it. But like, one feels like he actually has remorse for what he did, and the other one seems like I got away with it. Yay!
Right. Yeah, I just love Mark Wahlberg going full fucking thug boy. Yeah, he just walks in the door and sees footies over his shoes, and it's like
like a fucking like a fucking hazmat suit, so like no evidence is left behind, like a fucking hairnet.
I love when they do that in movies. Whenever a cop commits murder, they're covered head to toe. They know exactly what to do.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, now let's do the same thing again, but in Chinese.
Yeah, which I gotta say, man, like I feel bad because like I like with foreign films, like we said, like how much of like the nuance of the performance is lost on us. Like there was a couple things in this specifically that like I thought were like maybe done a little better emotionally, but like so much of it, like I can't tell how much of a creep fucking Sam is compared to fucking Jack Nicholson because like so much of the tone is.
Yeah, I do try to look past the subtitles and just like try to pay attention to their emotions, but I will say immediately that I don't think that the bad guy in this movie was nearly as good as Jack Nicholson.
No, unfortunately, no.
Even for all that, but yeah,
like this was the template that Jack Nicholson was given. Then they were just like, now just Nicholson all over it a little bit hard.
Just be you. They probably didn't even show him the guy. They're just like, he probably watched it for 5 seconds. Was like, not watching this.
Yeah, but I mean, this movie fucking wastes no goddamn time. Like, if you want to talk about efficient movie making, holy shit! Like, this one just starts out where it's like this guy's Sam. Like, everyone calls him like, Uncle Sam or Brother Sam or something like
Sam.
that. Yeah,
Brother Sam. Yeah, I don't know what that's about, by the way, but I don't know if that's a gang thing or what. But
the brother, like a temple, maybe the whole time, like at the beginning. I don't know. Like, it's yet again. It's probably one of those things where it's like if you're like, Chinese, you just know these things culturally shorthand and some shit like that. Like someone goes like, yo, like it's like, oh, they're in the mafia, like fucking like, that kind of shit. We just don't know the Chinese equivalent of yo.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, he just starts giving this speech about like, we started off as a bunch of valets. I'm just like, okay, I'm listening. Where are we going here? It's like, and this whole thing about like how they're just a small gang and the cops kept hassling them, and then fucking like a couple weeks later they were on top, and like he's giving this speech to all these like kids basically.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like,
he says,
anyone wants to get out now, leave.
And then says, good luck, officers. I don't like the how the guy becomes an undercover cop in this one versus The Departed.
Yeah.
He notices his socks. That's like the whole thing.
It's just a little like slightly more observant than the average cadet.
Right.
Yeah. And but also talk about like fucking like differences. Like fucking this guy's like 10 years undercover, we find out at a point. Like
yeah, that's the other thing. They don't show him getting in or anything. They just, when they do talk to him, they're like, you've been undercover for 7 years now. It's like, holy fuck.
No, and like I said, it's basically
yeah.
Like we're introduced to like the kid, then we're introduced to the cop kid at or the criminal who's becoming a cop, and the cop is gonna be a criminal. It's like they're like, here they are. Here's them like 10 seconds doing things. Oh, they cross path at Academy. Title card. That's like the first like 40 minutes of The Departed in like 5.
Yep. They make a big show of him getting kicked out of cadet school when they pick him to be undercover. And again, they're literally like 16-year-old kids, I think.
Yeah.
Big difference. And shows him erasing all of his records. It's Officer Yan and Lau getting a promotion. And then title screen. Yan, that's his name. Yan.
Yes, yeah.
Yan and Lau, yeah. Yan is the cop undercover Yeah, okay. I'm
Loud
looking
as
at
the
my own
corrupt
little
cop.
notes I made to keep track of who was who here, but,
Yes. Also, we apologize for any cultural insensitivity. We're just dumb white guys, and we're gonna bludgeon our way through this as much as we can.
we're trying.
It's ignorance, not malice. We swear. Yeah, but yeah, we see Jan is working at like an audiophile shop, and we mentioned this earlier, but just goddamn miss fucking like the whole like tweeter fucking
Yeah.
like fucking like head amp fucking era fucking tubes and
Yeah, dude, my dad had a big ass stereo system in our house, and you got that whole center console where you got like giant CD deck
yeah.
followed by giant tape deck.
Well, I remember someone pointed out to me years ago, but it's just like music has like in its ability to be heard anywhere at any time now has like lost a bit of its like sacredness in a weird way.
Yeah,
Because if you think about it, people like build chapels, and like a big part of that was to have like fucking music in it. So it fucking made this like weird fucking like Frisian
right,
feeling in people that made them think it was God and shit.
right,
And like then like yeah, we scale down even to like the 70s and fucking 90s even like it's still like get to go sitting to listen to an album was something you did.
right,
Like you like remember when fucking American Idiot came out? Like me and my friends got the CD, sat down in the room, and just fucking listened to it like fucking three
right.
times through.
Or you can read
I
the CD book with it and everything. Yeah.
exactly. I haven't done that in years. Like fucking like most music now is to fucking keep me from going insane on 2 hour
It's like it
car
went
drives.
the
Like
opposite. Like it became not okay to share it with people. Like it
yeah,
all moved into your ears. Like nobody wants to hear your music.
it's too much music. Keep it to your fucking self.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
just
still
something
own
I
a
noticed. But
weird ass stereo amp that I don't even understand what it does. It's like a weird tube thing.
yeah, well, I think it's like an analog like stereo head or something like that. So it's like completely like no digital or moving parts or in it. What so it's just fucking tubes,
He mentioned
which
something about paying his boss protection money, and then this cord he's buying is $4,000 somehow. And I don't know what
yeah.
inflation in China is, but I was like,
I'm
what the
hoping
fuck?
that's a mistranslation and it's like 4,000 whatever
Yen
the
or
currency
whatever.
is there. Yeah, but no, like I would understand the fucking like Radiohead thing being 10,000
Sure.
fucking dollars. Yeah, like that's
When he
yeah,
grabs
but
like a
like
power cord, he's like, it's $4,000. I'm like, what the fuck
yeah,
is this place?
it's just made of gold. What the fuck? And even he says it's like don't buy the speakers; they're a fucking ripoff.
Right. And then, yeah, it shows him meet with his police contact. And he says, you keep getting arrested for assault. And he says, yeah, he says, you told me 3 years and it's been 10. And I'm like, holy
Yeah.
balls.
Yeah, like we said, like the Michael Douglas, there's like this like kind of like paternal protective thing to this. This is kind of feels like a dude and his like dog that it's like, no, go work.
Exactly. He immediately, right after that, says, I could just erase your file and you could just be a gangster. Like that Mark
Mhm.
Wahlberg. There's no Dignam in this, by the way, which I like
No,
think was a
that's
nice
Queen
addition.
Queen and
But-
Dignam are the same person, which kind of
Exactly.
fucking is weird. Yeah.
It'd be funny if there was a mirror scene of this where he's like, what do you go down to? What's another city in China?
Bangkok. I don't know.
Well, that's Thailand. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You go down to this city and you drop your M's on the weekends. It'd be funny if there was a version of that that made no sense for us.
Or what is it like? Or no, I guess yeah, like I don't
You could
think
say drop
Japanese
your
doesn't have
Rs.
R's, but yeah, different thing.
Fuck.
But yeah, gives him the birthday gift though. Oh, he says yeah, he wants a info on brother Sam's drug shipment coming in, and he's like, it's like when is it coming in? He's like, I don't know, fucking next week sometime. It's like not good enough. By the way, happy birthday. Here is a wire and a watch.
Yeah.
So this totally weird. He's Wahlberging and fucking Douglasing at different times, and it's just like I could erase your fucking entire existence. Happy birthday. Here's a watch. Like what?
It's very strange vibes right out of the gates. Also, he has a cast on his arm that I swear is just rubber. It is the weirdest
Oh
looking
yeah,
cast
it's
I've ever
or like
seen.
paper mache, like in like the fucking like preschool fucking variety.
It looks super weird, and when they break it
Yeah.
later, it's like ceramics. Like it's
Yeah.
strange.
It's either a budgetary thing or casts are different in China. One of the two. I don't know.
They could potentially be different in China and be better. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, like we're talking shit. It's like, oh yeah, no, that heals it in like a fucking week and fucking gives you
Right.
super strength.
They're like, what do
fucking
you
know.
guys use? Like, oh, we take wrapping and get it all wet, and then
My arm smells like a fucking bottom of a foot for like fucking 3 weeks afterwards.
yeah, rooftop meeting is over, and then this is the like you said, it takes us a
Exactly the same.
minute to get into it in The Departed, but they're already at this scene in Internal Affairs, the interrogation scene. That's just almost exactly the same thing, every single part. Oh,
Yep.
you're not
Yeah,
gonna be
the only
home for
difference is like,
supper.
yeah, well, yeah. He says like what would you say to like a so and so? He's like, get out now, get out now. It's like it's a little different,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like
Yeah, it was strange. He says, if you have a brother there, tell him to leave. And he holds the phone. He goes, scram. That's what he
Yeah.
said. That's at least what the translation is. But the only difference is he sees like glasses and a briefcase, and he sees it. And he's like, oh, and puts that on and goes in and pretends to be an attorney. And then,
Yep.
yeah. There's a guy, though, when he comes out, that was like, how did you know that factory belonged to Mo? He's like, I don't
And
know.
he's just like, yes. Yeah, and the cops are going to go raid the drug deal, but then Lau just immediately fucking tips him off.
Right.
And gives him like the radio code and everything. Like just fucking.
Yeah, it's a different because they're not monitoring phones. They're monitoring radio signals, and guys are walking around with earpieces. Also, for some reason, Superintendent Wong kind of reminded me of James Spader, and I don't know why. Like his general demeanor reminded me of James Spader. I think that's his name. The guy that did the voice of Ultron. Yeah, James Spader. He's in Blacklist and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's totally Asian, James Spader. That's it. That's
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. I was like, you're not agreeing with me. It's pissing me off.
Yeah. No. It's his body shape is almost exactly the same.
Yeah, and his head and everything, and
they have the same silhouette.
Yes, and his just general, always calm demeanor while kind of being a prick. The unit is waiting on the mole to confirm the location. Won't be home for dinner, just like the other movie. Crime boss takes in everybody's phones. They all switch to the channel that the cops are on so they can listen. Like it shows the two goons in a car, and there's this couple making out. And he's like, "I think they're watching us," and he's like, "You're fucking crazy." And then they 1,000% are. Like,
yeah,
it even makes it look like
license
he's
plate
crazy.
number 12255H.
But in this movie, they're just selling like they don't even
drugs.
have action. Is it cocaine? Whatever.
Yeah,
it
I think
is.
it's cocaine from Thailand. I think is like pretty much the only thing they're talking about.
And I don't know if it's just because I'm used to American movies, but when you see the bad guys in this movie, they're not what I imagine bad guys to be. Like the Thai seller comes in and just looks like an old creepy dude. Like I don't know how else to explain that. He comes in, has cigars, and it's just yucky.
I think it's just like different cultural shorthands. Like there's probably connotations like in their culture, just like, oh yeah, that guy wearing that, I know exactly what he's all about.
Sure,
we just don't have
probably.
that.
Yeah, he just doesn't look remotely intimidating to me. But
Yep.
And he pulls some powder out of one of the cigars and snorts it and goes A+. I'm like, this dude's just jacked up on cocaine right now. He like keeps doing the cocaine too.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like if you're gonna get the fringe benefits, fucking get the fringe benefits of being a fucking undercover cop. And there's kind of like this like weird moment of like kind of cat and mouse, and like Lau that I think realizes as he's kind of listening that there's like Morse code basically going on like in the room somehow from like their wiretap.
Well, he doesn't realize it's Morse code till later, but he hears tapping, and you see Lau sees the boss tapping his fingers on his leg, and then you see Yan like tapping on the bars with his cast. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, that's how they're like communicating like subtly without like anyone knowing.
Yes, which is pretty cool. I like that whole setup versus just
it's not as cool
messages.
as T9, but it's still pretty
cool. He figures out it's Morse code, and the goons show up to the ocean, see a boat. And
the least stealthy goons on the planet. The drugs are here.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna say the same thing.
Like,
he
dude,
even says the boss hears it on the phone. He's like, boss says he wants you to shout, the cocaine is yours. And then he sends a message that there's a snitch. Stop the deal. It's too late.
Yeah, well, he has like some like fucking like super fucking hacker card he plugs into the side of his computer that like mass sends this text to like everyone in the area basically.
Yeah, it goes to every phone. It says there's a snitch. Stop the deal. And it shows people looking at their phones like, what the fuck?
Oh god, it would have been so funny if there was like one guy like, oh shit, there's a snitch, and just completely unrelated.
See, if they'd have done that in The Departed, that would have been perfect. It would have been hilarious.
Just like during a different scene, you just see like gunshots go off in a window like fucking like 3 buildings away.
Or like the whole neighborhood, all the windows just
all the drug deals get blown up simultaneously.
It'd be amazing. And the goons start ditching the drugs in the ocean while they're being like the cops show up and they're just dumping it. And
that one guy gets fucking
in China because I don't know how they get away with this.
Yeah, they're like, and that one guy gets fucking like a full on like fistful of cocaine to like the fucking face at one point. Like that guy he's gonna have a good night regardless of where he's fucking ended up. they're even like, yeah, we got the guys, but they threw all the drugs in the water. I'm just like, that guy is covered in like 50 grams of cocaine. To scrape it off him and charge him with that. Like,
and then you see like a mirror scene where Sam is walking around the room, like eyeballing everybody, trying to figure out who's snitching. And Superintendent Wong is walking around his room, looking at everybody. And I thought that part was pretty cool. And Jan tries to talk to Sam, and then he just grabs his cast and smashes it. And it, like I said, it's just made of stone.
yeah, shatters like a fucking mug.
And in this movie, there's no like, they're just on their own little islands watching each other. The cops just walk in and just stare them down and like, fuck y'all doing? Everybody freezes and just stares each other down.
He did have the wire in the cast because we do see like he fucking like ditched it out the fucking window amongst like all these like power cables and shit. It's way better than throwing it in the pool.
Right, exactly. And then they take the whole gang into the precinct. Some you don't ever get to see in Departed. Like, it's a very strange scene, by the way.
They serve him a meal, a succulent Chinese meal.
So much Chinese food. And his whole gang's just standing there while he eats. And it's, you know, I don't, it's sloppy. Like, this is something you wouldn't see in an American movie. They're talking shit. And he's like, I feel bad that this meal cost you he says, I'll take a free meal anytime. He's like, well, tonight it cost you a few grand. And it pisses Sam off, and he fucking shoves his Chinese food across at him. And then for the rest of the scene, he's got like duck sauce all over the arm of his suit. Like, they would never do that in an American movie.
No, that's real. That's what happened. Like,
they both like acknowledge they both have a mole.
Yeah, this little back and forth, and like Inspector like Juan goes like fucking shake his hand. It's like, never seen anyone shake the hand of a corpse before. Like, oh, that's pretty cold.
Yeah, I kind of like the face-to-face where they just like, okay, we both have a mole on each other. Good luck. It would be funny, though, if right after that scene, they both just killed everyone. Like, now what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do. Oh, they have that little, like, fucking story. Like, there's a lot of weird, like, stories in simile, but it's like two men are trying up for the same kidney operation, and they both put a card in the other's pockets, and whoever guesses the card gets to win. And the other dies.
I might be dumb. I wasn't picking up on what the fuck any of that meant.
But basically, they're saying, like, both of them have a man in the other's situation, but like to fucking survive, they have to guess correctly who it is. It's not really a story. It's just a vague threat.
It was really weird. And you see Lau moving in with his girlfriend. So there's no scene where he meets a therapist or anything. It's not even the therapist. It's just a girl.
Well, I think, okay, so get me if that's wrong, but like she was like the girl that worked at his office for like one scene. She's like, who wants milk tea? And that's like literally the fucking all of we see of her.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning.
But she's not like she doesn't ever get romantically involved or do his therapy or anything.
There are two separate women characters who he could have out of the plot and nothing would happen.
There's actually three. There's her, the therapist, and Dude's ex-girlfriend, all who just pop in and out of the movie for no fucking reason. Forgot about Dude's
ex-girlfriend. Yeah. Fucking less of a character than the other two. Fuck. But yeah, oh yeah, also the wife is a writer, which kind of comes to nothing, but also she's apparently writing Split by M. Night Shyamalan, so.
Right, yeah. She's writing the movie about a dude. It's strange. Yeah, I like the way they tied it all together. They put those three girls basically into one in The Departed, and it worked better.
Yeah, but I guess the whole point of that is like she's like he's got a split personality, which is why he's like being non-committal and commenting about it. It's like hey, imagine a person who had multiple different personalities. And it's like, yeah.
I also like the mannerisms. Obviously, in China are different from America. I just never really watch stuff like this. So I don't see it often. But she makes this weird noise when she realizes the ottoman is too big and gets all stressed out about it. Do you remember that part?
No, I didn't.
It's like it's the wrong ottoman. He's like, it's fine. She just goes, oh. I was like, what the fuck? It was weird.
Cultural noises.
But they cut straight to Sam's calling, find the mole. He's like, all I know is he knows how to use Morse code. I don't have access to undercover files. Give me everyone's info from last night and I'll look them up. Already there.
Yep. And yeah, we cut down to like the bar downstairs where all the cronies are fucking like signing out the forms, and like fucking Jan like looks over and is like, that's not how you fucking spell fucking bodyguard. Which like yet again, this is like misspelling in Chinese didn't even occur to me, and it's like fucking 10 times more complicated than fucking like fucking English letters. So it's like, yeah, fucking duh that like I went like this instead of like that, and like fucking and like this character that's like that fucking big, because even it's like bodyguard is just like two, like it's like two things like that
exactly. So and Jan's
hands that off and
on the phone about one of the cops being a mole, and says, "I'm going to my psychiatrist," and he just apparently goes there to sleep in the office.
Yeah. And apparently she allows him to do that because she plays video games while he's doing
Right.
that.
And he hits on her like a little bit and says he's a cop, and she thinks he's kidding. Like, apparently that's laughable in this country.
Yeah.
And
And
then you
yeah,
see
this is where we get to the movie theater where I think they're watching Men in Black 2, weirdly.
Were they? I didn't notice
Yeah,
what they were
'cause
watching at all. That's awesome.
yeah, because yeah, like on the way out too, they pass like the fucking Men in Black 2 posters like a couple of times and
Nice.
shit.
You see a little cutaway about Lau getting promoted to IA. Same scene with Alec Baldwin driving golf balls. Yeah, falls into the theater. Same exact scene as Departed.
Without the strap on.
Without the strap on and without the flagrant murder that just gets brushed off for the rest of the movie.
There's just this kind of like tense, like fucking little cat and mouse thing that goes on between them, and like one of them has to turn back, and the other's like, oh shit, he's gone.
Yeah, his phone goes
That's about
off,
it.
and yeah. And then Sam meets with Jan at a church. Says same thing. We're doing another shipment this week, but we're using new faces this time. And he says, "I'll take care of the mole." And he says, "Don't worry about it. We'll know who it is in a couple of days. And I trust you most of all." So same thing. He's pulling the fake new crew just to see if that information comes out on the other side. And then, yeah, same thing with Martin Sheen. Wong's talking to Lau about finding a mole. Says, "If you investigate anybody, let me know."
I think this is also where we find the ex-girlfriend, which I didn't register wasn't the therapist, which, bad Nick, racist.
Yeah, super weird throwaway scene. He's just walking around and sees his ex. "How have you been? You have a daughter. Hello. Goodbye." And that's it. Again, it doesn't matter at all. And yeah, so he's telling him, everybody's going to hate you because you're investigating them now that you're IA. Almost found out who it was, but he lost him. And then for some reason, after this conversation, opens the door of the office and goes like this. And again, I don't know if that's means something else in China, but to me, it looked like somebody was ripping ass the whole time they were in the office. He was just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and we're already at the fucking them following the chief inspector fucking thinger.
Yep.
Like, this movie just fucking moves.
Yeah, you see the I know how to spot out an undercover cop thing too, but he says,
I forgot about that, yeah.
They say if they're watching you but pretending to do something else, and they look around and everyone's doing that, and he goes, then everyone's a cop, and he goes, they're everywhere.
Also, they kind of are.
Yeah.
Being surveilled. Yeah, and then they do the same thing to Loud. It's like, you're a cop. It's like, what? And like, yeah, doing something else and weren't paying attention to us.
Yeah, so same thing. All the cops head to this meeting and all the bad guys head to this meeting. They come up the stairs. Yep. He tells him, you take the window washing crane. So instead of the fire escape. But they do show it happen. They didn't show it in Departed, really. Him get beat down. You see all the guys come out and then see Wong get on the elevator. And they're like, Inspector Wong? Yep. They just grab him and start beating the hell out of him. And then same thing. Throw him off a roof, but he lands on top of a car.
Yeah, well, more realistically too, I want to say, like, I feel like if like that's how that would look at that height on a car.
Yeah, it definitely looked better in this than the balloon body following in the Departed.
Yeah, also too, like there's a scene later too where like he's gone and you just see like the damage to the car and like it's not like overdone, but it's just like, man, he bent the fucking frame of the fucking tire. Like, yeah, he's not okay.
Yeah, and he sees the body and stands there and has flashbacks, like you said earlier.
Yeah, the 3 fucking times he was nice to him in the entire movie.
And the movie is so short, especially in comparison to The Departed, that it's really weird. Like, this shit just happened.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, like, I got that he respected him and shit, but it's like the movie presents it in this way. It's like, my father figure just died in front of me, and it's just like, oh, it's your boss that was like kind of an asshole to you 90% of the time, but
literally threatening you at the beginning of the movie for no fucking reason.
And he's like manipulated you to do this like 3 times longer than you agreed to.
Right. After apparently bringing down other triad gangs, that was kind of implied, but yeah. Kyung, who is the dude with the mohawk, basically Dylan Hunt from The Departed, tells Jan about the conversation with Sam, where he asked if he would take out one of his brothers if he was the mole. And the whole time he's coughing and sweating while they're driving away. I'm like, oh, he's dying.
No, I want to say, like, this scene, I think, might have been, in my mind, a little more well done than the one in The Departed. Because it's like,
the
how
acting
like
was better, but the reason was
yeah.
better in The Departed that he figured it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's the writing. I'm just saying the acting.
Right.
Like this guy like through the language barrier, like I fucking like felt what he felt and really got what he was conveying and shit. And like the subtle progression of like, oh shit, I'm fucking dying is like
Right.
really good.
And it's better because they're alone. They're not in front of the
Yeah.
entire gang while this happens. But yeah, he says they beat Wong for 10 minutes trying to get the mole's name and he didn't say one word. And then he drives off the road mid conversation. This guy has not noticed that his buddy's dying while he's driving at all.
No. Well, he's wearing all black and shit too. Yeah. And his fucking brain is probably other places. So, fair play.
Yeah. And he says, Sam said whoever didn't show up today was the mole. I told him you went, or didn't tell him you went out for a massage if he knew you'd be dead. And
Yeah,
then
he's
he
like,
says,
was she hot, man? It's not worth it if she wasn't hot. It's like his last fucking thought on this mortal fucking plane.
he says, get out of here. Cops always come after a car crash. Remember, if you see someone watching you, but they're pretending not to, they're a cop. And then he dies. Yeah, I liked that guy.
Yeah.
And then you get a less cool version of the scene from Departed where Internal Affairs / Lau are discussing Wong's death with another agency and like, why was he being followed? All that shit. Nobody beats each other up here. Nobody freaks out. It was
It's a distinct lack of Wahlbergness in this scene.
He says his undercover file is locked, can't get in, and he tells him to work with the ICB to get it unlocked. So totally different vibes.
Yeah, much more professional at the end of the day.
Lau tells Sam he went overboard this time. He says, I'm in charge now. Like, he takes over the whole thing now.
Yeah, yeah. Like he was the next in line. So
right.
Yeah. And basically says like, yeah, if you need something now, just fucking call me and I'll fucking deal with it.
Right. And then the phone starts ringing in the evidence bag, and he starts tapping and calls Jan and starts tapping in Morse code. And I was like, that was cold as fuck. Like, I don't know why, but that was super tense and cool when he just starts tapping to him like, I fucking know who you are, bitch. And same thing. We're all upset. Just come in, and Jan says, I have unfinished business, and he says, we don't want you taking the law into your own hands. Let's cooperate. They see Kung is dead, and then Jan says he took care of Kung and says that he was the snitch. So big difference there. Puts it all on
bus.
Yeah. And he's like, did you ever tell him where the warehouse is? Because that would be a disaster. And like, let's all go to the fucking warehouse.
And yeah, they're a very similar thing where they're tailing him, and Lau's like, you gotta stop tailing him, otherwise they're gonna fucking like not lead us to the fucking warehouse. Calls it off. They all go in, and like 2 fucking seconds later, woo! Like, not all the cop cars in China, but some of them.
So something really weird here, and I don't know why. I don't know if this is common, but when he says, tell everyone stand by and wait for the signal, he says like a whole sentence in English.
Yeah, there's a few things like he's like one who's like, sorry, baby. Then like fucking like it's like when he's talking to his girlfriend, it's just, I think it's just like I know Japan does it a lot. I don't know if China does it, but they'll just like adopt words from other, like instead of like making up a word for it in their phonetics, just like, no, there's a word for it. Just use that. Like I know in Japan it's like baseball is baseball do. Like it's like
sure. Yeah. It was just really because he's like telling everybody the plan. He's like, wait for the signal. And I was like, wait, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, no, there's a few things like when they're doing like alphanumeric code and shit like that, they're like Nancy, Michigan, like fucking like it happens a few times. So yeah.
Yeah, that was just caught me super off guard.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've watched a lot of like Indian films and shit, and that happens a lot too. So I think it's just like English is just so ubiquitous that certain like fucking things of like we would say caliente, something's hot, like damn,
sure,
caliente. Like it's like it's just like.
But we wouldn't have a cop giving out instructions for a raid and then randomly switch to Spanish halfway through and then switch back. Like, so you're gonna want to go to the warehouse and then switch to Spanish and say, "Wait for my signal." They'd be able to be like, "Wait, what was that?" I don't know what that meant.
I don't know, maybe that's just a Chinese equivalent of a weeaboo, and he's just really into like American cop movies and shows and shit. What time we get to say it?
But you pretty much get the exact same scene where they pull up, big shootout. Sam tries to run away on foot, calls Lau, but he's standing right there. But they don't have an explanation in this one as to why he kills him. He's not like an FBI informant or anything.
Yet again, I was gonna say, but I think
they show a
sincerely the character wanted to be done. Like
sure.
I think he'd gotten to a point where like he was in charge and had the power now, and he saw that like if I take him out now, I'm in the fucking clear. Like all the evidence I could tie me to all this bullshit is done. And I can just be the fucking like chief commissioner. Like that's what I think I was kind of getting from it. Because like you said, the motivation for these two characters and kind of shit they say at the end make the
they also
morals
don't
very different.
They don't show a thing where he was like raised by Sam or anything the way Sully was raised by Frank. So the entire motivation for why he's working for him is completely different too. Yeah. And because he knows he's in a gang of kids that's being sent in to be cops. So very different. But I don't know. It felt more climactic when he's a fucking snitch and kill him. But he has a flashback to the speech from the beginning of the movie from Sam where he says, choose your own destiny and all that. And then
like how many people died to make Caesar great and shit.
Right.
I think that was like, he's like, well, fuck you, I'm Caesar now. How many people have to die to make me great kind of a thing.
Yeah. And then, gets back to the office, applause. Yan's waiting for him in his office.
Which is, it's weird. There's this moment where it's like, wait, do they know he's a criminal? Because everyone's just like,
yeah. They wait way longer to start clapping. Yeah. And the big difference here is they already know each other too. He walks in and sees Yan, and he's like, how's your stereo? And tells him he's been undercover for 10 years and needs the password to give him his identity back. And he says it's undercover in Morse code, which is a lot cooler than it's my name.
Yes. Also, like I would never even thinking that like fucking putting your passwords down in Morse code, that's like a fucking double layer of fucking security if you think about it. Yeah.
I don't know shit about Morse code, so I wouldn't even know how to do that. But
I mean, I know a little bit from fucking Boy Scouts, but it's basically just like every letter is one of 3 combinations of long or short notes.
Right.
So like SOS is long, short, long.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll try and memorize that one. I don't know how often I'll need Morse code, but
you're gonna be like that one day, like, shit, what did Nick say? Fuck. It's in there somewhere.
I'll just look at all my downloaded episodes of Flick Fights for every time you mention something from the Boy Scouts to try and survive.
Just cut to like some fucking like George of the Jungle fucking treehouse and just you thriving on the land. It's like, oh.
The true purpose of Flick Fights was to embed you with knowledge you didn't know you needed.
We're incepting Boy Scouts.
But yeah, he sees the bodyguard paper, all the same shit from The Departed, deletes all of his files as he runs away.
Yep. This one that weirdly, yet again, like I felt like fucking Matt Damon's character was going to like fuck him regardless of what was going to happen. This one, yet again, it could be the language barrier. Fucking, I'm not getting like the subtleties of acting, but this one felt like, oh god, my fucking notes. That like Lau was actually just gonna be like, okay, yeah, well, we'll get you your fucking identity back. Hold on,
well, what you said, I think he just wanted to be done, so I would believe that. Yeah. But because they were kind of friends too, yeah, that would make sense. Meets up with a therapist, says he's wanted by the police. She takes him upstairs. He tells her he dreams about her. She says, me too. And then they start playing super weird, like Chinese soap opera music, like anime love scene music that was really out of place.
And then
in this movie.
Hug.
Yeah.
They don't kiss. They just hug.
Nothing beyond that. And he leaves a note that just says, remember my secret, goodbye.
But by this point in the fucking Departed, like the therapist was sucking Leo's dick. Like, like they just get a fucking like Christian side hug basically and like, goodbye forever.
Super weird. And then you see Lau setting up a stereo, and it's the most intense looking stereo I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Like it looks like an exploded stereo that like it's like not complete yet, but it's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. And he comes in, his like wife is like fucking catatonic on the stairs. I'm like, oh, okay, but Lau can't read body language. That's cool.
Yeah. She says, some guy from the hi-fi store left a CD for you. I listened to it. And it just looks completely fucking devastated.
Yeah, she's like, I will go get groceries. Do you want milk tea and a bun with butter? It's just like fucking like, yeah, like completely fucking like zombie mode.
And she says she can't, she's crying and says, I can't finish my novel. I don't know if the lead is good or bad. It's only something he knows. And then the CD starts playing the audio of Lau talking to Sam. And I'm like, how did she even know what she was listening? Again, how did she know what she was listening to?
Again, at least the therapist is like, oh, okay, this is my husband doing crime kind of a thing. But like,
makes way less sense in this one. Same thing as the other one. Calls Yan. Recording was from Sam's office. What do you want? My identity. Meet on the roof at the Central Pier.
And then, fucking Yan pulls some goddamn ninja shit on fucking the roof here.
So to further your theory, on the way, he calls his girlfriend and says, I'm choosing to be the good guy.
Yeah.
The file is on my computer and the password's your birthday. So he was trying to be
Yeah, he's like
decent.
regardless of what happens to me, like fucking give him this back. Like
Right. Which is very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, ninja shit.
Yeah, he's like on this like fucking like wide open flat roof with a fucking giant mirror on one side of it. And he's like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Fuck. I don't know how he did that, but fucking props to him.
I like that he goes, do all undercover cops like rooftops?
He's like, no, we're just not afraid of the light like you are. Trying to fucking do like a fucking like Schwarzenegger fucking one-liner and shit. And
Neither
then
one of them got what they
fucking-
were supposed to.
Nope. And then other cop shows up somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. He says, what do we do now? He says, give me a chance. I didn't have a choice before. Now I want to choose to be a good guy. And he's like, fuck you. Tell it to a judge and see if he gives you a chance. And then he, who knows you're a cop, blah, blah, blah. And then, IA agent just appears on the roof. And same thing as the other one. Tells him to drop the gun. It's like, your boss works for Sam. I have evidence. Let's clear it up at the station. Walk to the elevator. Same exact thing. Elevator door opens.
It's the same frame, the same shot. Like fucking, I want to put these together and see if it's like fucking second for second. Like
right. The only difference, they do some slow mo shit here, and then start showing some flashbacks. Like they show the bang, fade to black, flashbacks, and then shows Yan is dead. Little less jarring than brains all over the elevator.
And then other cop goes like, yeah, remember me? I was like the guy in the other end of the line of a bunch of Asian teenagers who looked exactly the same with the same hair, fucking faux hawk haircut. He's like, yeah, didn't fucking remember you. It's been working with me this whole time.
You have to take care of me. I'm your man now. I took care of his tapes, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what a fucking simp.
Yeah, it's like, so I got rid of all the evidence. Here's a gun with incriminating fingerprints on it. I'm going to hand to you in a handkerchief. So let's go in this lone room together with the guy I just killed. Then it just cuts like the top of the elevator, just like pop, 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 pop. Like, man, my man did not have self-preservation instincts. I'm just gonna say. Like, you might just like, oh, and I'm gonna just get down on my knees and just do this, and like, oh, here's the gun, just put that right there, and yeah, whatever you feel is natural. And yet again, but though, to like the good guy thing is like, this is another corrupt cop, and if this guy dies, then it's fucking over, like kind of a thing.
Well, so and another thing here. Like I said, I didn't like how Matt Damon's story totally wouldn't hold up. He takes time on the elevator to like pose the bodies and shit, and then gets out
and like
with
put
his
the
bag.
guns in the proper hands and shit that like would make sense of like who shot who. And
then we get 6 months later.
Yeah, where it's like, yeah, they figured out it was actually a cop, and they gave him a funeral, and it's like them all in their fucking dress blues, and fucking Lau comes up and gives like a real snappy salute, and Lau wins.
I made a note here. They do bagpipes in China for the cops too.
I guess.
I thought that was like
cops are Irish.
specifically East Coast thing because of all the Irish people. But what do I know?
What's further east than Japan?
Yeah, Lau just fucking wins. They show a bunch of crying people. X is there with the daughter. The daughter's looking up at her like, "What the fuck is happening? Who? Why are we here?"
Yeah, and then basically it ends with a quote saying like, "A man who lives with his sins with a long happy life is truly in hell," or something to that extent. Like
they also show one more flashback to the beginning where Jan's getting kicked out of the academy to go undercover, and the guy's like, "You mess up, you'll be like him. Anybody want to be like him?" And Lau whispers, "I do," and then says it in current day too. And I'm like, but why? I didn't have any context there.
I think no, he wants, like, he wishes he was dead, I think is kind of like what he's saying at this point. Like he wishes he was an
present day,
honorable man.
I get that, but when they were kids, why? Why does he?
Well, I think that it's yet again, he didn't actually say that. It's just like, representing, but I think the young him wants to be him because he took like the honorable path, and the new modern day him wants to be him because he's dead.
Okay. All right.
It's like, I wish I'd taken that path, and I also wish I was still him now because I don't want to fucking be here anymore.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like, it does seem like he actually has like genuine guilt and remorse over all this, and does seem like he was more of a manipulated kid that was, well, you get it, but then fucking Matt Damon was also a manipulated kid, but he was just like, yay, fucking, this is fun. I'm going to fucking do evil things and get money for it and fuck my therapist.
Well, yeah, they came at it from two different angles. I mean, Matt Damon was motivated by, he was a poor kid with no father, and this guy took him in and right out of the gates is loading him up with groceries and comics and like, you're never going to be hungry with me around and everything. And this was just like, you're in my little child cult gang and you're part of the triad.
Yeah, you're the youngest members of my gang and I have a plan.
All right. Well, with that, We're going to take these movies through 10 rounds and declare a winner. God, Departed is so long.
Yeah, no, they're like, I definitely had to do that one in like 2 fucking sittings.
Yeah. All right. Let's get right into it. Let me get my bell. Come on, bell. What is happening? Round one. The dual mole premise. Which film executes the undercover mirror structure more effectively? Departed has psychological chaos, paranoia, internal affairs, clean strategic chess match. Both have identity erosion, and all that stuff. Which one did you feel like executed that premise better?
Let's see, I think I gave The Departed here an 8, and I gave Internal Affairs a 6, just because I feel they both did it well enough, but Internal Affairs just throws us into it so quickly that I was having a hard time, like, differentiating characters for, like, the first, like,
Hmm.
10 minutes, which yet again is my white guy fucking other culture face blindness, which I need to work on, but,
Right.
like, it was still to the point, like, I was having trouble tracking the characters just kind of like as characters just because I didn't know really anything about them until the movie got going a little bit, and it
Yeah,
just yeah, just
I thought they both did a pretty good job. I went 10-9 going into The Departed. What took a lot away from it for me in Internal Affairs was the fact that they are constantly all in the same room together and everything. It
yeah.
feels less cat and mousey when they're all just like in a room going, "You have a mole, I have a mole." And I didn't like that. I liked it better when they're figuring out they have a mole and then trying to confirm that they have a mole and flushing information out the other side and everything. And I don't know. I just liked the vibes better for that. And they're over here, we're over here. They got their building
Yeah.
over here doing all their work. They're not
It's
just
like
busting into
submarine
the room
warfare.
and
Like,
talking.
they only see what
Yes.
happens afterwards, and then they have to
Yes.
react to it, as opposed to everyone's fucking got a camera up each other's asses and are just responding immediately.
Right. Yeah. I also think it was better that they weren't kids in the beginning. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that
Well,
you
I
get
guess
to
Matt
see
Damon was
Leo's transition when they're like, "You're not a cop. We're gonna charge you with arrest for assault and everything." And then you see him go through prison and then have to go start selling drugs and get involved in
yeah.
everything instead of
Like,
"You've been undercover for 10 years now."
yeah, yet again, show don't tell.
Exactly. All right. So we both. Let me make a little tally for you. Okay. All right. Departed for round one from both of us, taking us into round two. The crime boss, Costello versus Sam. Who is the more compelling puppet master? Um,
Yeah, I mean, this is Atomic Bomb versus Coughing Baby,
yep.
unfortunately, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna do it. Yeah, 10 for Mr. Nicholson there, and I think brother Sam is probably gonna get like a 6 or 7.
That's exactly
He
what I
wasn't
put.
bad.
It was 10-6.
Yeah, like he wasn't bad by any means. It's just like it's someone who did a really good job versus a master of his craft. It's just fucking.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a hard fight.
I mean, for all I know, that guy is Jack Nicholson in China, but even if he is, I don't care.
Yeah.
Jack
Oh,
Nicholson's
just
way better.
yeah, just even just with like the dialogue that like even subtitled, just there was so much more to like insanity and debauchery to Jack Nicholson's character. Whereas like, I didn't really get a lot of personality from Sam
Right.
besides like a little bit of an ego and a bit of a control freak. Besides that, like I don't know anything about him.
He was just a
Like I
stocky, sweaty, fat guy. At no point did he seem like a master chess player.
yeah.
There's like a brief moment where he's like, "Oh, you have a moment," and then he's like, "Fuck you," and throws his food at him.
Yeah, yeah, no, fucking. I think throwing a handful of orange chicken at the police commissioner is not equal to Jack Nicholson throwing a handful of cocaine at a hooker's ass. It's just like there's a little more color on one of the characters than the other.
Yeah, you also get to see a lot more of Jack Nicholson being Jack Nicholson around town, and Sam's just
Yep.
appearing when he's needed. A lot less
Hmm.
character build there.
Yeah, I think they were trying to like kind of go like a little bit more mystique and aloofness from him, but it just kind of made him a little bit boring of a character.
Exactly. Agreed. All right, so we both went Departed in round two, taking us into round three, the undercover cop, Billy versus Yan, whose psychological spiral hits harder. Billy is full of rage and panic attacks and explosive instability. Yan is isolated, suppressed emotion, quiet suffering.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know if you're gonna agree with me on this one, but I'm actually gonna give this one to Yan, sorry, which I think I gave him a 8, and I gave Leo 7. It's just like they're both like Leo gets a little angsty on me sometimes, and like not in a way that I necessarily like. Where I kind of like the kind of cool control that fucking Yan had for most of it. Like, he really did, like, kinda strike me, like, more as, like, okay, this is a cop who's fucking, like, doing this thing and kinda trying to keep himself where Leo just kind of felt like kinda started going off the deep end near the end of it, and, like, not in,
Yeah.
like, a controlled,
Well,
interesting
see,
way,
they
like
both went off the deep end. I just feel like Leo sold it more. I tied them in this one, by the way. I went 9-9,
mm,
but like the prompt says, they played it very differently. I mean, but also
yeah.
one's been doing it for 10 years, and the movie starts
Yeah,
with
no,
him having a breakdown, which I'm assuming is like the 100th of many, and is probably just
yeah.
numb to it. And
Exactly, I kinda like the burnt out nature to him, like, I really got, like, even though we didn't see it, I did get the sense that, like, he was so fucking tired of doing this, and he'd been doing it for so fucking long, and he was so
yeah.
competent at it, but he didn't wanna do it anymore.
But you also got Billy sitting there while he talks to him with a severed hand, and that's when he's
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck?"
Yet again, that's fucking Jack, that's not necessarily Leo.
Right.
That was done to Leo.
I'm just saying that Jan didn't have to. They never show Sam talking to him holding like a severed head or anything to make him
No.
spiral. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, like I said, the violence was way more toned down in, fucking, Internal Affairs than it was
right.
in The Departed.
So you went Internal Affairs, and I went tie for round
Yeah.
3. And round 4, other side of it, the embedded traitor, Colin Sullivan versus Ming. Oh, Lao Ming, I guess.
Yeah.
Which inside man is more compelling? Colin is smug,
Yeah.
compartmentalized, unraveling under pressure. Ming is career driven, calculated, and existentially torn. Does guilt
Yeah, I'm
matter?
kinda I was kinda torn about this one because like, I like the punishment of the unrepentant villain, like, that's always a fun plot point, but I feel that Lau is more sympathetic of a character, so, like, I'm having a hard time kind of, like, deciding what I enjoy more, like, the character that I sympathize with as a whole who I feel bad for, or, like, fucking, like, justice served to a fucking dick. So I don't know, like, I was kind of on the fence about this, and I wanna hear your opinion.
Well, I went 9-7 to Matt Damon. I mean, I just think Matt Damon was a better actor than the other guy. But also,
Yeah. I'm
you
trying to
get a
weight
lot
that
more
just
of the
because we
vibe
can't
where he's
understand.
like really trying to get the guy's get Jack Nicholson's approval, because he'll be cocky right up into the point where Jack Nicholson puts his foot down. I was like, "You remember, you're my fucking bitch," and then he's like, "Okay,
Mhm.
Dad, I'll do it. I'm sorry." And most of the time, I don't know. I just don't really see much of anything until the end from Lau. Like
Yeah.
most, he's just doing his job for most of the movie until shit starts to fall apart, and that's when he starts to feel guilty and everything. And I don't know, they like when Matt Damon takes over, there's at least a moment where I feel like this guy's in charge and knows what he's doing, and that's kind of scary. And when Lau takes over, the whole room even is just like, "Yeah, nobody cares about you." Yeah, I don't know. He just had less of a sense of authority once he started rising up the
Yeah.
ranks to me.
You know what? And also, I will give like the scene between him and fucking like his mentor at the end is way better with fucking Matt Damon than it was with Lau. So
Right,
yeah,
where he
I'll probably give it.
calls him out on the whole
Yeah.
dad vibe thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
They
Yeah, I think
explained it through
even just
flashbacks in IA, which I don't ever like
yeah.
that. I don't like
No,
flashback
yeah, flashbacks are only kind
explanations.
of like a step above fucking internal monologue and fucking lazy writing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd probably give it to Departed in this one.
But again, there may be a lot more nuance there that I'm not picking up on just because I don't
Exactly.
watch
That's
Chinese
why I'm
movies.
trying to like put a little bit of a finger on the
Yeah.
scale just for internal affairs because I don't want my ignorance to fucking like color what could be fucking an amazing emotional performance that I'm just not translating because I'm reading it. So
Yeah, I just
I
personally
don't know.
was more interested watching Matt Damon than I was Lau.
Yeah.
um, but round 5, tone and atmosphere. Which world feels more immersive? You got basically Boston versus Hong Kong. Which one
Yeah.
served the story better?
Hmm. I don't know, like I think I put a actually internal affairs for this because I don't know what Hong Kong looks like per
Right.
se, but The Departed felt almost like a little bit of a caricature of Boston at a point. You know what I mean?
Definitely the people did for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a little over the top sometimes, like, everywhere was a warehouse or a bar, like, I mean, yet again, I know the story, like, informs that a bit, but,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just, like, everything was, like, hyper dingy and gray and kinda which I get is to, like, enforce through the kind of the plot of, like, hopelessness and despair and shit that the movie's kinda trying to put up, but I don't know, for, like, a world that, like, I believed existed, I kinda felt Internal Affairs hit a little harder than, fucking everyone going, "Forget about it," and hitting each other in the face all the fucking time.
the I don't know. I eked this one out to Boston just because I liked the abrasive Boston that bled through the whole movie. Is
I know, but yeah,
Mark
but it was
Wahlberg being
fucking
the
like
epitome
it
of
didn't.
that. Yeah.
Boston didn't bleed through the movie; it hemorrhaged through the movie. Like it's fucking
Yeah, I don't.
like Wahlberg has his Boston to fucking 11, and he ripped the knob off. Like it's fucking
Well,
insane.
not just Wahlberg. Even when like the brief parts, Alec Baldwin's in the movie. Like the fact that there's like at least 3 scenes where cops are beating the shit out of each other. And
Yeah,
I
like I said,
liked it.
it was fun, but it just started like hitting a little bit into parody for me, almost at a point like where it's like this is like 2 more smacks away from being a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know enough about Hong Kong. Maybe it was great. I don't know,
Yeah,
but I
I don't know.
liked
Just I felt
the
the world felt
bagpipes.
realer
I
to me.
liked when they're walking through the churches and everything. When they're walking with
Hmm.
Nicholson and doing their little shakedown with him, and you see the nuns and the priests and everything throughout the whole movie. And I don't know what that building was with the gold roof. It must be important. I also didn't really know
It
what
was
the
like the
purpose
state
of.
building or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I think yeah, it's like yeah.
Yeah, I eked it out to The Departed, but
Okay, okay. I went Internal Affairs with this one then. So
that takes us into 6, pacing and structure. I'm questioning my score on this now. One's way longer for one.
yeah,
151 minutes versus 101. I scored this one 8-7 to Internal Affairs.
yeah, because there are. I definitely agree. I think mine was a 8-6 here because fucking The Departed's a good movie, but an editor needs to fucking take a fucking couple hits at that because
Scorsese just
it.
loves to do that shit, dude. And it's
I
weird.
know,
Some of
dude.
the things they expanded on in Internal Affairs that they didn't in The Departed, but then there was things they expanded on in The Departed that they didn't in Internal Affairs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I will give like I said, Departed drags, but I will give it props for the condensing of the 3 female characters into one that are connected to like multiple parts of the
yes.
story.
Again,
That
writing was
was
good, but there
very well
was
done. Yeah,
definitely stretches of parts that I don't know why it took so much longer. I mean, you got the whole
yeah. I'm
beginning
trying
that I do think was good and necessary, but that I don't feel like that was what was eating up all that time.
yeah, that wasn't 40 minutes. Like fucking, that was like 10 to 15 for like their backstories
Maybe
and
like the
fucking
10th time it shows Billy and French going to shake somebody down and just like really hammering
yeah.
home that he's in the
There,
shit.
there was a lot more montages in the part than Internal Affairs. Like Internal Affairs had some flashbacks, but fucking Departed had a lot of like fucking montages and fucking voiceovers and shit like that that were
I feel
just
like
like
they could have done
describing
all that without
tones.
it being 2.5 hours long, though. Like that's
Yeah, like I'm
one of
really
the
trying to
reasons
think.
I liked Billy's breakdown better is because you get to see a lot more of him having to commit all these
Yeah,
horrible crimes,
but I'm
and
just
you
trying
don't
to
really
think where
see
the
that in the
hour
other
extra
ones.
story comes from because it's like
I don't know,
fucking the
bro.
same story with the exact same beats with just like a little less character development. But it's not an hour. It's just
You know, seeing Jack Nicholson do weird shit with his girlfriends and everything.
yeah. Well,
Didn't need
maybe it's
as
even how it's
many of
shot
those.
too, because there's a lot of like big sweeping establishing shots of Boston and shit like that, and a
Yeah.
bunch of little shit adding up. But I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, but yeah. Like there was definitely points where I'm just like, how much longer do I have in this? I have another fucking hour and 15 minutes left. This holy shit.
Yeah, at the
Okay, I gotta
very
go get some
least, it was
laundry.
more efficient in Internal Affairs, but
Yeah,
I still love The Departed, but that's one of those movies that if I'm ever just end of the night, I want to watch a movie, it's never going to be The Departed because I don't want to be up all
no.
fucking night.
Yeah, no, it's like Titanic or something. It's like, okay, this is a great movie, but I have to like actually make a concerted effort to sit down and fucking pay attention to this,
Exactly.
like, and
And
clear
like I
out some
said,
time on my schedule.
Scorsese is notorious for not, he won't
Yeah.
cut shit.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it shows in this. Like I said, like probably if they had lost about 20 minutes of whatever the fuck is fucking taking up the extra time, I would eke it out to The
Yeah, I don't need to
Departed. But
see
just
Jack
because,
Nicholson at the opera and then throwing cocaine into a hooker's ass. I get he's fucked up, you
yeah,
know?
like that's fun, but it does nothing to further the plot or inform me of like anything relevant to it.
There was some stuff that they added that I thought was great for character depth, like the whole him going to, that was another thing that's not in there, when he goes to the cop's house when he's freaking out and he's like, have some dinner and like talks him down. I liked it,
Hmm.
but you know, you do have to cut some shit at a certain point.
Yeah.
So we both went Internal Affairs for the pacing. Taking us in
Yes.
round 7, supporting performances. The Departed has Wahlberg, Jack Nicholson, Sheen, Alec Baldwin. I really need to. What is that dude's name? The black guy that's his buddy from Academy. But yeah, no, I like that guy. Internal Affairs, they really. It's
Didn't
weird
have much.
because
No, I
they
agree.
expand the woman into 3 women and they didn't matter.
None of them matter. Yeah, the 2 goons, like the 2 friend goons, are fun, and like the one at the end has a really good death scene. But
I
I
like
don't know if
French
that
a lot better
overcomes.
than all
Yeah,
of them.
yeah. I was gonna say I don't know if that beats French or fucking Mark Wahlberg at 11. Like I think it's
Yeah, they added Dingham completely to Departed. He's not in Internal
yeah.
Affairs,
Well,
and it was
I
great
think
for
they
the rare
yeah no, and I think
instance.
well, yeah, honestly, like that character makes huge difference because fucking like the end is fucking completely on Dingham, and like it
And like you said, the
allows
whole
the
Dokes thing where he's just immediately fucking hates Matt Damon and doesn't
yeah.
even know why yet. He's just like, fuck you. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
I,
and let Michael Douglas be like more paternal and like because he's like not the one fucking also giving him shit at the same time as like fucking giving with one hand and taking away with the other, which is like
right.
just weird tonally. So
Yes.
I think that definitely this one I think like fucking like 9-6 sweeps because it's just especially the poor women in fucking Internal Affairs are just like fucking like we're women and we're here to show that the men are not gay and that's
I
about it.
don't understand. Literally, you take his ex-girlfriend with the kid out of the movie,
Yeah,
literally
no
nothing
change.
changes.
Yeah, 3 shots change. The therapist that the note could have gone to anyone, like
Right.
literally anyone.
Yeah, because the
And
whole thing in Departed is he's like, I have nobody else, because he has nobody else, but he has
yeah,
people in the Internal Affairs. He has that
yeah,
ex-girlfriend.
yeah. And then I guess the wife is like the only one that still has any kind of plot relevance, and even that is just like fucking to show the damage or what one of the main characters
Yeah.
has to
This is
lose.
like one of
Like
the
it's
only things pulling on that dude's soul back towards
yeah,
being a good guy. But again, I don't know. I like how
yeah.
they wrapped it
She's
all
a
up.
plot point, not a character. Like
Right.
we
Yeah,
see her
I
like
also
twice.
gave this one to Departed. I mean, I'm sorry, China, you just can't compete with all these pasty Irishmen.
Nah, he knows what we likes.
Round 8, the reveal and confrontation. You got the elevator and rooftop scene. You also got like the phone call after he dies. You know what I'm talking about when he calls him
Mm-hmm.
and we were just so worried about you. When he sees the folder, that's another reveal. I tied it. I thought they both did a
Yeah.
fantastic job at all of
Yeah,
that.
no, I agree here with a perfect tie because they're basically the same fucking
Exactly
scenes,
the
like shot
fucking
for
same.
shot.
Yep.
Yeah, like with like a little bit of slow mo and like a flashback difference. Like that's about it. Like and like we said, the tone is different for different scenes, but we kind of fucking that was a previous question. But
I
yeah,
did
no,
think the
the actual
Morse
reveal.
code over the phone was a little cooler
Yes,
than
that's a
just
little cooler.
silence.
Silence, yeah. Because
But
that like informs more. And it's just like the silence just says "fuck up" and "caught" and like I gotta fucking bug out, and the fucking Morse code is like "come in from the cold." We know that like you're fucking
right.
screwed. And
Yeah.
it's different. Yet again, that goes to the tone. But yeah, no, I definitely think
Yeah.
that they're equal because they are the same.
Exactly. Yeah. He's
H is
shot
equal
for
to H.
shot. I was shocked every time I got to one
Yeah.
of the huge plot points how exactly the same it was.
Mm-hmm.
That takes us into round 9, the ending. Departed had rapid fire justice and the rat on the balcony symbolism, and IA had the bleak spiritual tragedy.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yet again, this one's a little hard because like I'm putting it in kind of in 2 groups here. The mechanically is better narratively in the Departed. Like it shit wraps up, everything kind of is resolved. Internal Affairs, it's just like, and the story is done because everyone that can do anything about it is dead. Lau wins. Which,
Yeah.
but like he doesn't like it's like he's obviously tormented, and this is gonna fucking hurt him forever. And like he's like, I want to be a good person, but like I don't know if I even can be anymore. But it does leave this like kind of like fucking hanging middle finger to the audience a little bit
Yeah.
in a weird way.
Yeah, his wife knows everything he did and is still like, you can still be a good guy. And he's like, I'm going to be a good guy. Oh, that sucks that
Mm-hmm.
everybody's dead. Where the first time I saw The Departed at the end, I completely forgot about Dignam.
Yeah, no, I mean
Because he
when
gets
I saw The
suspended
Departed,
and disappears, and the whole time was just preparing to murder Matt Damon. And I
yep,
love that.
that's how much he hates it. Like his hatred did not stop; it kept growing at an exponential rate just while we weren't watching.
He left the precinct and immediately started researching Matt Damon's life for the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
I
And
also
yeah,
like
just
that at the end when Matt Damon's walking in right before he dies, he tries to pet the neighbor lady's dog and she like jerks the dog away from him and they're like, "You fucking piece of shit." I'm like, they even know you suck.
can smell the evil. Yeah, no, like I said, I like the narrative choice that he was trying to be a good person, but like events had been set so far in motion that that wasn't a fucking option anymore.
Right.
Like that's an interesting take on it, but I think narratively how the end, like the first time I saw The Departed, my jaw was on the floor for the past 5 minutes. Just
Yes.
bang, 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 bang,
Dude.
bang, bang, and we're done.
Yeah. And yeah, you're left with that feeling that you leave Internal Affairs like, damn, man, everybody, all the good guys died and that sucks. And in The Departed, you have that same feeling for like 5 whole minutes, and then you're like, oh shit, Dignam's still around. Bam! Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Fuck yeah, Diggum! Get
Yeah.
out of there!
Which could be in my dumb American brain, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I like it way better.
Like I said, I think it's narratively a cleaner ending than a quote from Buddha as the fucking main character stares off into the fucking horizon, but yeah.
Right. Can you imagine if The Departed ended with a quote from the Bible? Everybody would have walked out of the theater. They're like, what the fuck was that? Fucking Scorsese. Where the fuck was Mark Wahlberg?
I wonder if there's a cut that ended like that. It's like, no! Shoot him in the face!
So we both went Departed there, taking us into our final round. Same thing for every matchup we do. Final verdict, gut check. Strip away the Oscars, remakes, cultural bias, and runtime. Which one truly owns the bloodstream?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go Departed here. As much as I did enjoy Eternal Affairs, it's like I mean, it's gonna be like a 8-7. Like it's very close. It's just it like Internal Affairs was an amazing product. Martin Scorsese stole that shit and then fucking put a really nice coat of polish on it.
Dude, only Martin Scorsese could just straight up rip off a movie like that and nobody care.
Yep.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, again, it may just be my Americanness, but I fucking adore The Departed. It's one of those movies. 100% of the time, somebody says they haven't seen The Departed, you're like, what the fuck?
yeah. It's definitely I don't know if it's on my top 10 like desert island movies, but it's fucking definitely the top.
Yeah, maybe
20.
not. I definitely like Goodfellas better than this, but I like Martin Scorsese movies. And you know what? Scratch that. Irishman is nowhere near my top 10. I love Scorsese, but I don't know what the fuck that was. It was too long, and I didn't like it. But other than that, Scorsese can't miss, and this movie is the epitome of that.
Yeah, just because, like I said, Internal Affairs is great. It's just like there's certain things like I said, the introduction of the characters are a little botched to the point like I had trouble following the narrative for like the first couple of minutes. It's some of the like framing and shot decisions are interesting to say the least. Yet again, the different countries, different media shorthand. It's a whole fucking thing. But there's just like some of it was shot like like when there's like a what am I thinking of? When there's like a reality TV show and like they're about to like announce something crazy and there's a bunch of people standing there and they have to make it look interesting. It's a lot of that, like hard pushing, rotate, dolly out, dolly in, zoom in on his face. It's just like, whoa, we are having a conversation here. We don't need that much camera movement. That's insane, bro.
And then Scorsese just does the weird Babe Pig in the City shot twice that I don't understand.
Well, yeah, yet again, they do the same thing in fucking like it's like they had like a video editing software and they wanted to try all the transitions out once. Like it was very weird. Like there was no consistency. Like some would fade out, some would go hard to black, some would fucking have like a wipe. It was just strange.
Yeah. And that's if Departed didn't exist, I think Internal Affairs, I probably still would have never seen it. But if I had seen it, it would stick out as really awesome. But because The Departed exists, also it's a little bit watered down by the fact that right after that I saw that there was 3 sequels to Internal Affairs, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, like everyone is dead, so
yeah,
we doing a Speed 2 thing here. Like
I think one is a prequel, so I don't know if it shows all of his undercover time, but I didn't care at the end. I was like, I don't want to watch more of this one.
Yeah, that's
so. Our final scores for the evening. Nick, your judges have scored this. Unanimous decision, Nick scoring this 6-3 to The Departed, and I scored it 7-1. We had ties, that's why the numbers are weird, to The Departed as well. I only gave 1 to Internal Affairs. Making your winner, The Departed. And get at me, Reddit. Let's hear what I fucking got wrong. I would love to hear it.
Yep.
I didn't read through
Well,
every
then,
single comment in that thread about why everyone on Reddit loves Internal Affairs so much, but I just assumed it was because you all adore Asian culture, to be honest.
and to be fair, I mean, like, the Departed wouldn't be here without Internal Affairs because it was the
I
framework that it was built
appreciate
upon.
it
So you
for
got to
that.
give that
I'm in
respect.
no
Yeah.
means saying it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
I just don't know in what universe you say it's better.
Yeah. Well, it's like people appreciating the Model T. It's just like, yeah, it's probably not going to hold up versus cars today, but it was a
Yeah.
fucking really big
Yeah, I
necessary step to
appreciate
get
it.
where we were.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it, but there's a Corvette now. With that, we like to leave you with our favorite trivia facts and Easter eggs from these movies before we pick the next matchup. I will be doing The Departed trivia. Martin Scorsese really wanted Al Pacino for the role of Costello because he had never worked with Pacino before, but he turned it down. Jack Nicholson was Scorsese's second choice. Pacino later went on to appear in The Irishman. Dude, Nicholson was
Pacino-
way better for this.
Yeah. Pacino could have done it, though. I definitely see that universe where that works.
Sure, but like singing Mother McCree while holding up a severed hand is all Jack Nicholson. Mark Wahlberg easily fell back into his native accent, and Martin Scorsese joked that it was so thick they would need subtitles. I didn't think it
Not
was
wrong.
that bad.
Oh, I mean, he is lost in like some fucking points.
When he says "quap," that cracked me
Yeah,
up.
quap.
The
If
film
he said
won.
water, we would have all been killed.
When the film won Oscar for Best Picture, Scorsese said he was surprised the film had won. Scorsese said that because the film is such a tough, nasty, and violent film, he never thought about the idea of it winning awards while he was filming it. I don't
That's
believe
probably why I
you.
won
You
awards.
won awards for Goodfellas, bro.
Yeah.
Originally, Nicholson turned down the role, but after meeting with Scorsese, William Monahan, and Leo, was finally convinced to play the role of Costello. Main reason he wanted to join was because he had previously done a few comedies and wanted to play a villain again, and he considered the character of Costello to be the ultimate incarnation of evil. Not wrong. Fantastic. What you got, Nick? One more thing. Martin Scorsese did not realize this was a remake of the Hong Kong movie until he agreed to direct it.
Yes, I did see that one. Yeah, that one is also on here. So, but first one, when Young and SP Wong are waiting at the elevator, the digital floor counter skips the fourth floor. In China and Hong Kong, the number 4 is considered bad luck because it sounds similar to the word death. So it's their 13. Yep. The psychiatrist name Lee Sum Yi is a homophone in Cantonese for your psychiatrist. So it'd be like having a character named Psy, last name Chiatrist.
That's hilarious.
The English title is a play on words mixing Ming's job in the Internal Affairs. The Infernal Affairs?
Excuse me?
Oh, it's not Internal Affairs. We've said it wrong this entire time. It says Infernal Affairs.
There's no way it's called Infernal Affairs.
It is called Infernal Affairs.
I'm looking at the cover right now. What the fuck?
All right, so you just go back and take all the times we said Internal Affairs and just edit in Infernal Affairs.
This is we're even now for the Brittany Murphy thing, okay? Holy fucking shitballs.
Dude, I typed in Internal Affairs into fucking, and this shit came up, so I don't fucking know, man.
In the picture I sent you
trivia
of the thumbnail, it's blatant Infernal Affairs, and neither one of us saw it. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, let me read through that again now that we realize we're not idiots, because I didn't realize what I was reading this time. So the English title is a play on words mixing Ming's job in the Internal Affairs office, the infernal nature of both characters' double lives, and finally Dante's Inferno, relating to the original Cantonese title.
We're gonna get ripped apart for this.
Please come tell us how dumb we are. We need the interactions.
It's a way more clever title. God damn it. That's amazing.
Okay.
You know what's funny? That Reddit thread starts with the description of saw it on a plane. It was the best movie I've ever watched on a plane. Thought it was called Internal Affairs. That Reddit threred I referenced, that's what he says.
Nice. Oh, apparently this movie has an alternative ending found as a special feature in most Western DVD releases. Was created that was created for release in China, where the authorities were uncomfortable with the political implications of the original ending. Oh wow! So there's apparently a uncut ending that the government said no.
What does it say? What the ending is?
No, it doesn't. It just says the alternative ending.
Maybe it's the same as the.
Maybe. Because it does just kind of fucking end weirdly, which would explain why it just fucking stops.
Like the text scroll? Yeah, I forgot China always gets involved in their shit like that. The cut ending shows the villainous mole being arrested by police immediately upon exiting the elevator. This version was created to comply with censorship regulations to show him face punishment. Okay, so the one we saw is the original ending.
Alrighty. So that's interesting.
And there's a version in China where he goes to jail. That's funny.
All right, yeah, interesting. So yeah, Chinese censorship making it less interesting, more interesting. I'm not
I
sure.
like that they're like, he has to go to jail and face justice, and America's like, he needs to be shot through the face and face justice.
Yeah, American justice. Finally, the rooftop scene between Lao and Liu specifically does not allow gunfire because of Chinese regulations. So even though both have their guns displayed, no actual gunfire occurred, which is probably explaining why like they couldn't do like the bloody shots and stuff. They have to like cut away from the gun and point to a different angle and black out and stuff because
Yeah. I always
censorship
forget how
laws
crazy they are about censorship over there. That's why American
Oh,
movies
dude,
are always
you're not allowed to show ghosts in fucking China apparently.
okay. I don't.
It's like considered like bad luck or something. But yeah, the Chinese haunted mansion and like the Chinese Disneyland is like completely fucking different.
Why even show the fucking movie there when it's a movie about whatever?
Because
God,
there
I'm
are
glad we
2
live in
billion
this
people
country.
and some of them may watch it.
I'm happy we live here. All right.
Yeah,
Well-
we never censor media or pull anything off the air that could possibly make the government look bad.
That's
Anyways.
true. We only do it in our movies, though.
And our talk show hosts and commercials.
No, I'm saying we at least let our movies say horrible shit about the government.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
All right, with that, we spin a wheel at the end of our episodes to tell us which wheel to spin to pick the next matchup. First one tells us the genre, and then we go from there. So here we go with the wheel. Oh, I wanted to mention that. It landed on Badass.
All right. Maybe not badass.
I'm fucking with it. Badass. Give me a corny ass 80s movie. Let's do it.
Oh, we also got to put He-Man versus He-Man on the badass list.
When it comes out, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm always down to talk shit about Jared Leto. So.
Jared Leto's in the new He-Man?
He's Skeletor.
Shut the fuck up. I was so excited about it until you just told me that. Why do people keep putting Jared Leto and stuff?
I assume he has blackmail on someone very important because that's the
Why
only
does he
way
keep
they
doing
keep giving him
adaptation
chances.
movies? He did the fucking Joker. He did Tron. He did Morbius. What is his fucking problem?
I think he really wants to be popular.
Why? I thought we would stop putting him and stuff when we found out he had a fucking cult. All right. Badass wheel. Let's go.
Yes.
I'm using mine if you don't.
All right, what you got?
God almighty, that was loud. It's Mummy versus Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, are you sure, don't? Because I know they just announced that Brendan Fraser's doing Mummy 4.
Yeah, I'm sure, just because I see the other ones on here that I really want to do right now.
Fair enough.
And another one that I know you want to do.
Yeah.
Lucky if we land on it. I want to use yours. It's Roadhouse versus Walking Tall.
Oh, yeah, I'll use mine. Not Johnny Knoxville mood right now.
Okay, there's the edit I just added. It's The Town versus Den of Thieves.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm... the fact that it was supposed to be The Departed versus The Town, then we landed on this is hilarious. Jess fucking
we were
loves
just meant
Den
to watch
of
it.
Thieves, and I love The Town.
Yeah,
We
The
had
Town's
two
good.
movies about thick as thieves, group of thieves being chased by a thick as thieves group of cops. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Have you seen Den of Thieves before?
I don't think I have. No, I've seen The Town a couple of times, but I've never seen Den of Thieves.
It's really good. The sequel is garbage in my opinion, but it's got baby
Can't
Ice
see those things
Cube in it, and
Speaking
Gerard
of good
Butler.
first movies and trash sequels, do we have a fucking Boondock Saints on anything?
we have to, right? There's no way
Yeah,
we can
right.
put it somewhere. I think we probably put it in shit fights with something, but
Maybe, yeah.
it's not on the badass wheel, so maybe not.
Maybe, yeah. It's gonna be on the badass. Okay, I gotta think.
Yeah,
What
let's
would go
wrap
with
this
that?
up and then we can put it with something.
Brainstorm, yeah.
But with that, thank you for tuning in again, everyone. Please share, comment, engage with this as much as possible, whether you're listening on podcast form or video. Download the episode if you're on podcast form. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. And yeah, next week will be The Town versus Den of Thieves. And if you have a suggestion, we'd love to hear it. You can comment or email us at flickfightspod@gmail. Anything you want to add, Nick?
Yeah, just think we're actually coming up on 200,000 views finally on our YouTube channel. So we'll probably push over. And, thanks for all you guys who keep coming back to watch us. We enjoy doing this, and the fact that y'all, enjoy watching us doing it is a big bonus.
Yeah, we will keep doing it if nobody watches, just because
Yeah.
I
This
don't
is our
know
book
anybody
club,
else that likes movies as much as me other than Nick.
It's our nerd out time.
Exactly. But thanks for tuning in. I am Devin Vestal,
I'm Nick Nye.
and we'll see you next time.
Catch y'all later.